Cody, what are you doing over there?
Research.
Welcome back to Paranormal, everyone. Your favorite non-investigative but still true paranormal podcast. I'm Nicolina.
I'm Cody Crain.
And tonight we have a very special guest joining the show, Miss Steffi Didomenicantonio, which I completely said wrong, even though I asked her 3 times before how to say it.
Oh my gosh, you got it right. What are you saying?
I got it right. Oh, I did.
Oh,
Okay, amazing.
Yeah,
It was great.
Perfect. You killed that.
Okay,
now
perfect.
say it 3 times fast.
Not a chance. Nope, not doing it. It's like 8 different Italian last names compiled into one.
All smushed together.
We've got the origin story of that. Apparently, 2 families joined.
That's
They
right.
joined names.
The Domenicos, the Antonios got married once upon a time, and then
very
D
Romeo
means
and Juliet.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is. I hope they were 2 feuding families who just, you know what I mean? Hopefully nobody killed themselves though.
No,
like,
hopefully-
after falling in love.
I feel like if they joined names, they probably had a positive, maybe more positive outcome to their
Yes.
relationship.
I think you're right.
I
Though
have
it would
a
be
question about
better-
this story though,
Yeah, okay.
because
Oh,
you said the Domenicos
Domenicos.
and the Antonios
Antonios.
Yeah.
married together, like the whole families married together, like two.
No, I think okay. Thank you for
No.
asking me to clarify.
Were
I'm
the
thinking
two
that,
families
like-
individually together at some point.
you
like They were
imagine?
just staying in the same.
That's actually really funny, Cody. No, I think it's probably like one of the whatevers married one of the other whatevers.
Yeah.
And then it became like D means of, so then D, Domenicantonio, all put
Right.
together.
like a house.
Over the
Like they
years.
became.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Actually, fun fact about my last name. Well, it's not really a fun fact, but recently, like a couple of months ago, somebody started following me on Instagram who was a D Domenicantonio.
Right, because there's
And
probably
I
not
was
that
like,
many.
there's not that many, but there's a few. Like on Facebook, once in a while, someone will add me who has my last name, but
Mhm.
sometimes a weird different spelling, like one letter is off or something.
Interesting.
Then I'll write to them and be like, hey, where are you from? This is crazy. That's pretty cool. There's
Yeah,
not
I
a lot
got
of us,
added to
though.
I got added to a group on Facebook for Savellis only. It's literally Savellis, and I think there's 16 of us. Like there's
Oh, I want to make a Di Domenicantonio group on Facebook.
only. Yeah.
Only. It's a very elite group of people. I just want to know, like, where are they? What do they do? Like,
I know.
do they have
Ex-
paranormal stories?
Except in this group, most of them are just native Italian. So I don't know what the
Oh.
hell they're talking about half the time. And I'm like, okay, let's click the translate, but it never turns
For
out the
sure.
way I want it
No,
to.
it doesn't.
No, it's very confusing.
It
But
does- yeah, you're
anyway,
right.
let's talk about you and
Okay,
not get
sure.
sidetracked by
Okay.
Cody's questions right now.
Yeah,
Um,
Cody.
Sorry,
Well,
I'm here to derail the podcast.
so your IMDb says that you are a bilingual Dora Award nominated performer. Bilingual in what languages?
Oh, I should have clarified that on IMDb.
French and English, I assume?
French and English.
Okay.
Yes. French is my first language. I was born in Montreal, grew up in
Right.
Ottawa. Here we are.
Mhm.
Now here we are.
There-
I'm in Toronto.
There we are. Okay.
Yeah.
And she is much more famous than Cody. He explicitly told me this before recording.
Oh, I'm dead. Cody.
Appeared on stages across Canada and the US for the past decade. Also a top 5 finalist on Canadian Idol, and has been seen on the small screen in a variety of French and English TV shows. I should have known when I read that it was just French and English. And commercials, and on the big screen in the feature film Stage Fright with Meatloaf. So you
Oh my
met
God.
Meatloaf?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Is
worked
that part of
with
your paranormal
Meatloaf.
experience?
You know, I sort of wish, but you know what? It kind of linked to the paranormal. That
Okay.
movie was a horror movie musical. So there was like a lot of
Right.
gore, not so much ghosts, but there was
Horror.
some paranormal horror action in it, sort of.
Fair enough. Close enough to
Yeah,
the genre.
close
Yeah.
enough.
And you also co-created and co-host the online isolation talk show Check In From Away. I assume was this done during COVID?
Yes, it was done
Okay.
during COVID. Not that COVID's over,
Yeah.
unfortunately, but it was a spin-off show, sort of. I'm also performing in Come From Away, the
Mhm.
musical at the Royal
Mhm.
Alexandra Theatre in Toronto. And
Yes.
yeah, during the pandemic, it just me and stage manager Lisa Humber, we got together and we started this like talk show online about, theater people in isolation. And we have like 38 or 30, oh my God, I forget, 39 episodes, I think. We've had over
That's a
a
lot of content.
hundred guests. It's like honestly, it was a lot, but also
In a
it kept
year and
me
a
really
half, you've
busy.
got over 100 guests? Jesus.
Yeah, so like, isn't that crazy? Like over 100 guests. We've had dogs on the show. We've had like some Canadian celebrities on the show. Like it was a
Cool.
pretty like crazy little side project that kept me really busy and very happy during the pandemic.
And is that like done now, or are you still
Yeah,
updating it
you know
regularly?
what? We wrapped it up because we
Okay.
started rehearsals for Come From Way again, and we just kind of felt like we had to throw ourselves into that. But like, who knows if
Hmm.
it'll make a comeback? Maybe
Maybe.
later. Yeah,
Yeah. Fair
maybe.
enough. Fair enough.
It's
Yeah.
interesting to me that over 100 guests, including dogs and Canadian celebrities, and still not me. It's a
Cody,
little bit interesting
I
that
knew that's where you were going.
yeah, a little bit
Well,
interesting
the
that
ship has
dogs made the
sailed,
cut.
Cody. The
I'm so
ship has
sorry,
sailed.
Cody. Honestly, take this as my like public apology on this podcast. I'm really sorry I didn't have you on the show. I'm gonna blame it on Lisa, my co-host. I'm gonna say she's the one who really didn't want you on the show. She said, Cody Crain,
Right.
I don't know him, but I hate him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't
We're
know
in
him.
desperate need for a guest this week. Do we finally reach out to Cody or do we call a
Not a
dog
chance.
Yeah.
Do we
get
So
a
call
we
it
went for
dog
the
out of the alley?
dogs. Yeah. We went for the dogs.
Well, that
Yeah.
was the alternative to my co-host for this podcast, but unfortunately, the dog was unavailable. So,
The-
Yeah.
was it the dog
Doc
from
doesn't say
Hudson and
much,
Rex
but
at least?
oh God. The dog from Hudson and Rex, of course. Of course. I
all
love it.
right. Well, I mean, I feel I was going to ask you to fill in some blanks on that, but I feel like you did fill in quite a bit. So maybe
Great.
if you could let listeners know what you're working on right now, that
Yeah.
would be
Well,
great.
you know what? I'm back at it with Come From Away. We
Okay.
reopen on December 15th, 2021. I don't know when this is coming out, but come see me at the Royal Alexandra playing Janice Mosier and others in Come From Away, the smash
Perfect.
hit musical. And also, I'm in a couple of Christmas movies this holiday season. One of
Woo!
them is called Christmas in Washington,
Is that
or
on
Match Made in
Netflix?
Mistletoe. You know what? It's on Crave Canada, which
It's
is
on
great. You
Crave.
can
I
check it
saw it. I
out.
saw it.
Oh, wait, did
Like, I
you
haven't
watch
seen
it?
the movie,
Oh,
but I
but
saw
you
the
saw it on,
poster and I was
that's
like,
right. It's
okay.
on Crave. So Christmas in Washington, you can check it out. I also did Mistletoe and Molly. I'm also like on a few things that are coming out soon. I'm a guest
Awesome.
star on Murdoch Mysteries and Transplant coming up, and a new
Awesome.
French TV show that's coming out. And but you know what? If you want to keep up with my adventures, you can go to my website,
There you go.
steffid.ca, and check out what I'm doing next
Nice
instead of me
plug.
just rambling about some stuff.
Perfect. Funny story. I accidentally walked into a set, Murdoch Mystery like live set.
You
They were
did?
Yeah, I did. They were filming at Leuna Station in Hamilton. And
Yeah.
I had gotten off the GO train that's at West Harbor now, and my phone died, and my parents were supposed to pick me up because I don't know, maybe I was living at home at the time. And they didn't realize that I was at the West Harbor station. They thought I was at the downtown Hamilton GO
Uh-huh.
station. And my phone had died. I'd been traveling from Toronto, whatever, my phone died. So I went to go into Leuna Station because it was open to try and get like a phone, like someone used their phone.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it was like a live set, and I walked right
Oh
in,
my
and I was like
God.
asking the stagehand or whoever was there, I don't even know, someone, a production assistant, someone, and I was like, "Can I use your phone?" And he was like, "Honestly, this is not okay, but okay, here you
Oh
go."
my gosh. That's so funny.
I was really embarrassed,
I
but I
love
had to
it.
do it. I
I
The
was
would
like
love to
funniest part,
stranded.
secretly always like be in the background, like when they're shooting things in downtown Toronto, and just
Yeah.
like try to work myself
I was like,
into the
maybe they'll hire
background.
me now that I'm
Yeah.
here. Like, might as
Actually,
well.
crazy story.
Oh.
My friend David Rial, okay,
hmm
Mm-hmm.
he has the best story of kind of wandering onto a set and
getting
ending
it.
up in the movie.
I love these
And like
stories.
literally like not documented, just like ended up on the set of Mean Girls. And
Shut
guess
up.
who he played? He was a featured extra. He was Glenn Coco.
No, shut up.
Yeah. He literally walked onto the set. He told me, he was like, I went on set to have lunch, like, because they were filming not far away from my house. And I was just like, I went to steal lunch and I had auditioned for the movie. The director saw me and was like, oh, David, hey, you're doing background work, right? And he was like, yeah. And then he was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna put you in the next scene, but you're gonna have a name, like no lines, but you're gonna have a name. He ended up being freaking Glenn Coco in
Legendary
Mean
Glenn
Girls.
Coco.
Like legendary.
Legendary. Did he
Isn't
even
that
have a
crazy?
line? He didn't have a line.
No, no lines. He's
No.
just like, you can see him in a couple of shots, like his
But
face.
everyone
and stuff, but
knows Glenn Coco. You don't
Everyone
even need a
knows.
line.
Oh
Isn't
yeah,
that
it's to the
crazy?
point where like I got a notification when I had the BuzzFeed app that came up and it said like, "Look how hot Glenn Coco's done."
Yes,
And I
I
was
saw
like,
that too.
"What?"
Shut up.
I'm pretty sure I sent it to David. Isn't that
Did
so
you get
funny?
work
You're like,
after that? Like real work?
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
David's
Oh,
a very
Not that that
successful.
wasn't
like,
real work, but
No.
like you know what I'm saying.
Yes. Yeah. No,
Don't worry,
David
David,
Real
if
is
you're
a very
listening.
yeah, David. No, seriously, David's a very successful film and TV actor. And actually we were on Transplant together, one of the episodes that
Cool.
has yet to air on the second season. We actually got to work together, which was really cool.
That's
But
awesome.
anyway, full circle on that.
That
but-
is crazy. I
Yeah,
mean,
is that
I
so
didn't
funny?
get that luxury of being called
No,
in,
that's
but
too
I
bad.
also hadn't auditioned for anything.
Well, there you go.
So,
Maybe
yeah.
next time.
Maybe next time. Maybe next time when I'm not literally stopping like thousands, potentially millions of dollars of production just to
Yeah.
call my parents.
That's
yeah.
fair.
Fair, right?
Well, Steffi, you actually got the part on Murdoch that way, though, right? Like you walked
Oh,
on set
for
and asked to borrow
sure.
photo?
Yeah, I was like, hey, can I have lunch? And then somebody was like, hey, do you want to be in the episode? I wish acting worked that way.
Imagine. I feel
Yeah,
like
that'd be
every
awesome.
every story, every Hollywood story like kind of starts out
Totally.
like somebody stumbled into it so accidentally,
I
and it's
so
so
agree with you.
not the story. It's so not the narrative
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's-
totally.
It's weird though because like people outside of like if you're not like an actor or whatever, I get questions all the time of like about like ghosts or whatever. Like, how did you get on Ghosts? I was like, I auditioned. Like, what do you
So
mean?
I auditioned.
That's
Yeah,
I
so
just
think
DM'd
there's-
Rose McIver and was like, "Bro, I think you need me on your show," and she was like, "Bro, you're right," and that's how it happened.
I took a
Oh my God, I
chance,
love
went to Montreal by myself, popped on studio set.
Yeah, you're like, hey, does anybody need me? Honestly, wouldn't that be awesome if it was like that?
Yeah, I actually had like just a big sack where I was stealing everyone's phones on set. And they caught me and they were like, "Well, we're not gonna prosecute you, but we're gonna force you to be on the show."
Oh my
And pay
God.
you.
Yeah.
You're hilarious, Cody. Cody
Okay.
Crain.
Amazing. How many rounds of auditions did you have to go through for that, Cody? Did you have like was it just like one little thing, or did you have to prove yourself time and time again?
No, for Ghost is funny. I mean, I auditioned for 4 different parts on the show, but I only auditioned for the part I got once out of all of
Okay.
it. And basically, when that was the first part I auditioned for, and I waited, I guess, a couple weeks for the network to approve of me. But in the meantime, they sent me like different.
You said that in the weirdest way. Like,
Approve
I
of
waited
me.
for the network to approve of me. Not like approve me, just approve
No,
of
approve
me.
of
like,
me as
Well,
a
approve of
person.
me.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like that doesn't typically happen where the whole network has to like be like, yeah, this guy's fine to be shown to the public.
I
They
love
need
it. Approve of
everyone to
me.
weigh in. Yeah,
Just
that's
need the
funny.
validation from the network. You know what I mean?
Oh.
All that trauma
That's all I
and
work for.
therapy and yeah, just need the network to approve of me.
Poor Cody. Poor Cody. Oh my god.
love it.
Well, okay. Like, let's talk about Steffi, your paranormal experiences, because I'd like to dig right into this.
Yes.
So Cody
We
obviously
need
was
star
like, "Yo,
signs.
what? Oh yeah, horoscope.
Star
Sorry, yeah.
signs.
My bad.
Oh my God.
Slow your roll. I pulled up
sorry.
these horoscopes already.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're so right. So Cody is
Okay.
going to read So delete all that. Cody is going to read your horoscope as well as my horoscope, and then I am going to read Cody's horoscope. We will
Ooh.
basically the point of this is to see if the day rings true for you,
Okay.
like
Okay.
the
Yep.
horoscope for your day.
Yep. Okay.
Cool. All right,
Yes.
Cody, you
Do you know
ready?
what my sign is? Like, what's
We
the
do.
deal? Okay,
You're
gotcha. Okay.
you're in Aries, right?
No, me?
Oh,
Cody, how dare you? Also, Cody's been my friend for years. Like, I can't believe he just said you're an Aries. What the hell?
you went off about the fact that you're an Aries.
Cody?
Yeah, I went off
No.
about it.
Cody?
What is it?
No.
What
Okay,
are
so like,
you?
listen,
A
I am
Taurus?
born that's right. How did you know?
Because I immediately was like, she seems like more of a Taurus to me.
Yeah, then an Aries. What the hell? I'm like definitely tried and true, like an earth sign. Just
Yeah,
like a
I get that
grounded,
vibe.
like just earth sign. I'm just like, I'm a Taurus, babe.
Yo,
Yeah.
leave me alone.
I feel that.
She's an Aries. Trust me. No,
Yeah,
I
I
feel
was
that.
like, and
Yeah.
Nicolina kept saying, "No, I'm pretty sure she's a Taurus," and I was like, "No, no, 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 no."
Wait,
no,
is
no,
this
no."
for real? This is hilarious. Oh no,
No,
not actually.
I did
I'm
not
super
before
gullible.
I
I
met
don't
you
know.
say that. I need to like get a sense of somebody before I'm like guessing their sun
Yes,
sign.
of
But I will
course.
say one time I had a friend who I knew her sun sign, whatever. But you know how you have like a whole birth chart if you've
Yes,
ever okay.
totally. I have done it before. Yeah.
So she went through each of her individual like what every single one, so like your moon sign, all of those, whatever, and she made me guess which was hers. I
Oh.
got all 12. I literally got every single one.
Oh my
And she was like,
gosh, I'm really
"What?"
impressed.
I don't think I'd ever do that. I don't think I could ever do it again, but I think I usually have a good sense of people's
Good
like
for you.
sun sign, which is funny because I was like, yeah, she seems more like a Taurus now that we're
Yeah, I'm
talking.
yeah, tried and true Taurus. I feel like Taurus really describes me well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, do you
overall.
identify with like Cher Horowitz at all from Clueless?
Oh my goodness. No, no.
Because
I
there's
don't.
a debate around whether she's a Libra or a Taurus.
Oh, okay. You
Um,
know what's interesting though? Both my brother and I are Tauri, and both
okay.
of my parents are Libras.
Oh,
And
interesting.
honestly, like, yeah, really interesting. Also, like, Libras overall, like, I'm sorry, I don't know if there's Libras on this
Yeah,
podcast.
Cody.
I'm.
Oh,
Steph, you
right.
just got
Cody,
mad at
okay.
me.
Okay, Cody, you know, I saw you at Jessica's birthday party, our mutual friend Jessica, and I literally went, "Oh my God, Cody, right, you're a Libra." I notoriously like do not like Libras. I love Cody, but like my parents sometimes drive me nuts because they're
Uh-huh.
so Libras. They're always like back and forth on stuff. They can never make a decision. They're always weighing the options. It drives me freaking crazy.
Yeah, so I feel you.
Yeah,
So
drives me
I am a
crazy.
Leo, and Libras,
Uh-huh.
like I have all of my friends have been Aries, Libras, Sagittarians growing up.
Ah,
And like
okay.
by accident.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, "Oh, wow, that's crazy." Oh, and Geminis too.
Uh-huh.
But my parents are like my mom is a Capricorn. Just we do not get along.
Oh,
Like we're
yeah.
fine, but like we
Yeah, you
don't
butt heads.
naturally it
Yeah.
takes work for us
Mhm.
to get
Yeah.
along.
Yeah.
Um but then of course there's like your other signs kind of get in the mix there.
Totally.
But like
Yes.
Libras have always been like the I see where you're coming from with Libras, how like their
Yes.
indecisiveness, all that. But because Leos, so I heard this quote, and one of my best friends who's a Libra has said this to me. He's like, Libras are like the tacky Leos.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Cody, I'm so sorry. We're
Listen
roasting
up. I gotta
Cody
stand
so
up. I
hard.
gotta stand up.
You're like,
I gotta
listen.
go off right now for all the Libras listening. Okay? It's not that we're indecisive, all right?
Right.
We
Yeah.
know that other people care more passionately about where to go, what to do, everything like that.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
are good. We can do anything. We can go anywhere. It doesn't matter what I eat
I
today.
see.
We
Okay.
don't care.
Yeah.
If you need me to make a decision, I'll make a decision, okay?
It's
But
funny, Cody, to
You're
be
just your
fair,
people
I've never
pleasers. That's
felt.
why.
Yeah, I've never felt that Cody fitted into the Libra thing though, to be honest. Because I remember like when it was your birthday and everything, I was like, oh my God, you're a Libra. I was like, that doesn't ring true for me that you're a Libra. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I feel that.
don't
I feel
know.
like he's got either a fire sign moon or something that's like in there, or I don't know, something, or
Yeah.
maybe a water sign. Maybe you got some water in there because I get along with water
Yeah.
signs too, even though I'm not like fire signs typically don't. But I've been told that Pisces are ones that I'm supposed to get along with really well because I'm a
Oh.
Scorpio rising, so I guess I'm supposed to get along with
Oh. You know,
some sort of
Scorpio, they get a bad reputation, and I don't know why. Like anytime like somebody says like I'm a
rightfully so.
Scorpio, and
Rightfully so, they get a
everybody's
bad
like,
reputation.
"Oh, you're a Scorpio?" Like I feel like there's stigma around being a Scorpio. And I
Some
feel
of
like the
my
one you want to be is Leo. Like I feel like you won the lottery there. I feel
You
like
think so?
Leo's like yeah, I feel like Leo's like always lit. Like they're
I mean,
always
we're
like
fun for sure.
confident, like yeah.
I had this conversation. They were like, Leos are like the least problematic of the fire signs.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, okay, sure.
so like you have fun with Leos. They're not, yeah, they're maybe have a flair for the dramatics here and there, but they're not a mess. They still
Yeah.
have their shit together.
Yes. Yeah, I feel
Whereas
that.
Aries and Sagittarius tend to be like a little bit on the hot mess side of the fire signs.
Yes. I so
Um,
agree with that.
And I get it. Like I am a Aries moon, so like I understand my emotions can get quite temperamental here and there, and I'm like, oh, that's that. Like I get it. Like I know
Mhm.
where that's coming from.
Yeah.
So anyway, so you're a Taurus. We were
Yes.
wrong.
I
Cody,
am a
hold up
Taurus.
the
Yeah.
Taurus.
Okay.
I
Am
literally
I
can't believe it.
Steffi, am
Cody.
I wrong here that because what I typed in was
Mhm.
like astrology sign for April 28th. Am I wrong that your birthday's April 28th?
No, you're not wrong.
That's
It
definitely
came up
Taurus, though.
Aries. It
That's
came up
straight up Taurus. Unless I've been lying to myself my whole life. But
No, that's
no,
like 5
it's
days after the Aries cut off.
yeah,
it
what the heck?
the first Google result said Aries. I was like, good enough for me.
Oh my
But I
gosh, that's so
switched.
funny. I'm not
I
even
have
on
the
the cusp.
Taurus.
Like I don't understand. I'm straight up
Now
a
I'm pushing
Taurus.
myself. Aries,
I'm
Aries
on my
20.
CoStar app
Yeah,
right
no.
now.
You're a Taurus. Yeah.
I'm
March
100% a
28th is
Taurus.
Aries.
Yeah.
All right. I have the Taurus
Cody.
one ready. I have it ready to go.
Cody. Yeah,
But
okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You just
Cody.
put down Libras for how long here? I
Yeah,
felt like I was
that's
sitting
true.
10
Sorry.
minutes
Just
for a
been
beat
No,
down.
you're
you
good.
down.
You're good.
All right.
Okay. Okay.
Here is
Yeah.
the Taurus horoscope of
Okay.
the
Give
day.
it to me of the day. Yeah.
Today we'll start off with an energy boost for you.
Okay.
Seize the opportunity to make the most of this by getting those major projects and chores handled. It
Okay.
isn't every day that you feel this good. If you get to work right off the bat, you'll have plenty of time to do something recreational afterwards.
Okay.
If you're in if you're into sports, the extra energy will give you quite an edge.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Okay. 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 Let me think this through. First part of that
Yeah.
is you started the day with an energy boost. I'm gonna be
Yeah, how'd
honest,
you
like,
wake up?
yeah, I was actually more energetic this morning than I thought I might be. So
Mm.
let's go with like yes. Also, I was in rehearsals all day for Come From Away. So,
There you go.
what's the second part of that, Cody, again? So energy boost, yeah, okay.
It was
Recreational, yeah. Like right now, I guess like we're doing the
yeah.
podcast. That's recreational. I'm
It's
not into
definitely, yeah.
sports whatsoever, so like I'm not gonna have an edge, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, if it says if you are, but we're doing a
If I'm in,
podcast
yeah.
instead.
So I'm not, yeah, I'm not into sports, and I'm not doing sports right now. But the chores and the stuff. You know what? I feel like that happened yesterday for me.
Hmm.
Well,
I got a lot of things done yesterday. All the chores. I got everything out of the way.
I feel like the rehearsal part was like
was the
part
work,
of the
you know?
like
Yeah,
was the
maybe
work that you had
was
to
the
put
work, yeah, that I had to put in, and now we're just letting loose on the potty.
I should have told you guys to bring drinks, I guess.
Yeah,
but
seriously.
shit.
But also, you know what's so funny? I don't know if you believe in CoStar, like CoStar app. Like I don't know if you have it, Nicolina, or
I
like
have
Cody.
it.
Do you
I
have
have
it?
it. I have them
Okay.
all.
Oh, great, you have it.
Mm.
So I gotta tell you, CoStar is always really, really weirdly accurate for me. Like, you know, when you get the push notifications,
Yeah.
they don't happen every day for me for some reason. I don't know if I have it on
I
a
don't
setting
know.
that
I don't really
it
pay
only pops
attention.
up like literally when I'm on the cusp of an existential crisis.
Mhm.
My CoStar app will like say something, and I'm like, holy crap, I was literally thinking like something like this today.
I feel
And
you.
it's always really weirdly accurate. And like today, I got to tell you, I opened it up right now because I was just curious.
Yeah.
And I've been saying for like a couple of weeks that I honestly like don't know if I believe in love anymore. And
Okay.
my app says love is possible today.
Oh.
Isn't that so
Oh.
weird?
You know, it's
It's
funny because
so weird.
mine today was love is not a competition. And
Ooh.
not that this is like hugely, I don't know if it's related, but I sent my partner like a bill that we,
Yeah.
for this cottage that we bought together.
Yeah.
And I was just like, hey, like just FYI, like this is how much our bill is for this. He's like, all right, I'll send you like the full amount. I'm like, no. I'm like, why are you sending me the full amount for? I'm like, just send me half. And he's like, I'm rich. I got this, like in a joking way. But I was like, you really don't have to do that. Like we're supposed to split bills.
Yeah.
And then I got that notification saying love is not a competition. And I'm like, is that for me? Is that for
I
him?
see.
Like, I don't know.
Also, you just said your partner joked about being rich. Does your partner also have rich siblings? Because I'm in the market.
No, you do not want my partner's siblings.
Okay,
Trust me.
great. Let's,
Yeah,
okay, we'll
unfortunately,
scratch that.
he got the genetics, and then no,
And
nope,
everybody else was okay, not so much.
not so
Okay,
much.
that's cool. Great. I
Not so
just thought
much.
I put
It's
it
okay. They're
out there,
super
you know?
Bosnian. They probably won't understand me if they listen to this
That's hilarious. I love it so much.
podcast.
I love it.
So that horoscope was kind of for you was like
Yeah,
semi
you know what? It
accurate.
was like it wasn't like dead on, like, but
Yeah.
then again, I don't think I'm going through anything super existential right now. So I would have
Mhm.
been surprised if it was like you're going through something really deep and disturbing and
Right.
whatever.
Right. Which
So like
sometimes they can be
technically it
that
was
way.
sort of accurate. Like, yeah,
I
okay.
think
Or
I
like,
think it was dead
As
on.
good as it was the vibe of the
yeah.
day. It was
It
like a
was the
general
vibe of the
vibe.
day.
Yeah.
Totally. General vibe. Like get your stuff done, have have a podcast, have fun, whatever.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
do like I gotta tell you, like, I really believe in this stuff. Like I
Oh, do you?
really
Oh,
just
good. Oh, good.
anytime I find out that Mercury was in retrograde or some shit like that,
Mm-hmm.
I swear to God, I'm like, that is why everybody was acting fudging
Fucked up.
crazy.
Yeah.
I kid you not. And then the last time that there was like a full moon or whatever, I
Yeah.
swear to God, everybody in my life was doing something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like, I don't believe that like we being like tiny humans on planet Earth in this like cosmos of planets and whatever, there's no way that like a huge thing that's in the sky like does that controls water like the moon like can rise and fall and whatever. There's no way. We're made of mostly water. Like people go crazy during Mercury retrograde and full moons. It's a real thing.
It's a real thing. I
I think
believe
it's a
it.
real thing. I believe it.
I feel like
Also,
there's
my
science that like people are like
oh
it's
yeah,
not scientific and I'm like, well, kind of is scientific. I mean, if like
yeah,
metals and things move like
totally.
pull something back, then yeah, like
Yeah.
things are going to be held back during Mercury retrograde. Why wouldn't that
Yeah.
happen? I don't
Yes, I so agree. And the last Mercury retrograde that happened,
That was
you
a
know
shit
how they
show.
tell you like it was a shit show,
It was a
but
shit show.
also I follow Chris Corsini. I'm sure you probably
I
follow
do
him on
too.
Instagram. I
Yep.
love him so much.
Hmm.
And he always does like tarot and
Yeah.
whatever during
Yeah.
that time. He always says like back up your electronics. I
Mm.
swear to God, during Mercury retrograde, all of my electronics start acting crazy. Like my
They always
phone
do.
shuts off by itself, my computer's glitching, like all these things happen. I swear to God, this shit is real.
Every time a social media platform shuts down.
Yeah.
Instagram has shut down
Yeah. Oh
the
my
last two
God.
times during
Yes.
Mercury retrograde. Like
Yep.
completely shut down. I'm like,
Yes.
why it's happening right now? Really?
Yeah.
That can't be just a coincidence
Yeah.
twice.
Oh my God, remember that huge like Instagram was down for like a whole
Yeah.
day or something? It was during Mercury
And then
retrograde.
Facebook did it too. So it was
Yeah, that's right.
Instagram, then Facebook, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
Mercury.
Instagram did it on purpose because they're
To
like,
b-
we don't need everyone posting about Mercury retrograde time."
oh, they did it intentionally.
Yeah, they probably, yeah.
They're
Yo,
like, "Ah, this is
Mercury
gonna be too
retrograde
much."
is a tricky bitch. I'm
I
just
agree.
saying. It's
Yeah.
the truth.
It was a mess.
Also, I have to mention this book that I have that Jessica's a mutual friend of me and Cody's. And
Mhm.
on my birthday a few years back, she got me this book, a relationship book. And it's basically like every it's like Taurus 1, Taurus 2, Sagittarius 1,
Okay.
whatever. And
Yeah.
it's like you can literally search any relationship. And it's
Ooh.
like, oh, if I'm dating somebody who was born between these years and is a Sagittarius, and
Hmm.
I'm a Taurus 1 and I was born between these, you can go check what your relationship is going to be like. And I
Wow.
kid you not, it
It's
is
always dead on.
always on point. It
Mm,
literally always,
I
it's
want that
almost
book.
deterred me. You have to get it.
I want that
Um,
book.
like literally, it's deterred me from like sometimes moving forward with some people because it's always in the back of my mind.
I feel you. But I
It's
feel like that's not
crazy.
a bad thing because I honestly feel like the outcomes of most of these things are
Yeah,
usually
correct.
true
Yeah,
and correct.
yeah.
Like
Hmm.
most of the people that I have dated in my life, like I mean, if I've searched their charts and I've aligned
Yes.
them with mine,
Hmm.
and there's always been the positives are always really on point, and the negatives
Yeah,
are always like resoundingly true. And I'm just like, and
yeah.
then they always end. They always end.
Hmm.
My current like relationship, which is like my most normal, stable, like
Yeah.
we're on paper, we're married. And I went to an astrologer and was like, before he moved in with me,
Yeah.
was like, is this gonna be
I
okay?
love
Because it was the
it.
one part of our like chart that was just like, you've got to do some things to kind of overcome. Because he's a Virgo, I'm a Leo,
Uh-huh.
but he's got tons of Sagittarius in his chart. And because of the fire and all of that, we work pretty well. So she was like, I'm gonna be honest.
Oh,
She's like, I'm not allowed to comment on other people's charts per se. Like he has to
yeah.
be here.
Yeah.
But she was like, but I actually really think you guys are gonna be fine. And like you just need to when he moves in, make sure you find time for games. And I
Oh.
was like, games, like of all things. And it's so funny. Like probably 70% of the time before we go to bed, we always play like a crossword or a
Oh
like
my gosh.
Scrabble game or whatever on the phone. Like, and it's not, he didn't know about that. Like, he didn't know that I
Yeah.
had done that reading or whatever. And I was just
Hmm.
like, it's so odd that this just naturally happened, even
Hmm.
though, like, anyway, that was
That's
weird.
so
So,
wild.
yeah. So that's,
I love that. I've never gone to an astrologer, but I will say this for the last like 5, 6 years, on my birthday, I go get a psychic reading
oh, you
or like
do?
my palms are, yeah, my palms read or tarot or whatever.
Sure.
And I love, I love
Yeah.
tarot. Like, I love that stuff. A friend of mine gifted me actually a beautiful tarot deck for my birthday. And I just like, it's weird. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna pull a card. Like, why not? Like, I'll shuffle it, whatever. And I always pull like the most interesting, accurate cards. It's like really strange.
Do you know how to read your like tarot cards then?
Oh, like, no, I don't. I look
Oh,
it up.
you
It came
don't.
with a book. Like, no, I wish I could actually like
Okay.
whatever. But
Okay.
I have a book and like sometimes it tells you like some simple
The
things you can
general
do or
meaning.
how to pull like the general things that you need to know. And then it
Got it.
explains the card to you that you pulled out. So I've done that, but like, no, that's actually something I would love to actually learn how to do for real, for
I
real.
don't know how to do tarot cards
Yeah, I
either.
feel
Like
like it
that's
would be
like a
the
whole
best
other.
party trick,
It
right?
would
Like
be.
you go to
It
a
would
party and
be.
you're like, I brought my tarot cards. Like, who wants to go? Like, let's do it.
And then charge them
Yeah,
all
yeah,
for tarot
totally.
readings.
Yeah, for sure. Just be like, you owe me $50 for sure.
Yeah.
You make bank at those parties.
Hell yeah.
I
But I mean, I feel like not enough people know how to do those things, and they could
yeah,
totally just have a side
yeah,
gig, no problem doing that stuff. Like,
yeah, totally.
I don't know why more people don't get into it, but
Yeah.
anyway.
I also went
Okay.
to a naturopath recently also, and
Mm-hmm.
she hooked me up to this machine that can like calculate things. I don't know how to work it works, but she told me that I'm like very, very intuitive actually. My score for intuitiveness was really, really high. And I was just
Oh,
like, man, like if I actually like worked at it way better, I feel like I could be like borderline psychic. Like
yeah.
not really, but you know what I mean.
No, I feel you.
Yeah.
So I don't. What is the machine
Oh my
that
God.
they?
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like sidetrack. I was like, now we're talking about naturopaths, but she's this like incredible doctor that Jessica, again, like I'm bringing up Jessica a lot because she's into this stuff as well. So, she sent me to see this woman who's a naturopath. I think it's called the Reba machine. And it's
Interesting. It's just
it's
Reba
like FDA
McEntire
approved
telling
and
you if you're.
it's just Reba. Can you imagine? You just FaceTime with Reba McEntire. Yeah. It's That was hilarious. Oh man, that'd be so funny, like legit. Yeah, so it's this Reba machine, and you put this thing around your neck, and it has like a sensor on it. Like honestly, I don't know the scientifics behind it, so like please
Okay.
do not quote me on
No,
any
no,
of
no,
this.
no. Yeah.
But it's like it's weird. There's a machine. It's hooked up to this machine where you can put different substances in it or whatever and see how your body reacts, like the waves in
Okay.
your body, like your energetic waves or something in your body.
Huh.
And this machine can like tell you everything, like when your first biggest trauma happened and what chakra you need to heal and what you have like the most trouble
That's
with. And
wild.
it's wild. And then it gives you a score on like your happiness level overall, your health level overall, your mental sturdiness overall, and then your intuitive level. And I scored at I think it was 80 out of 100 intuitive. And she said that like normally people are more on the like 40% and down,
Wow.
like ish. And she said like honestly, this doesn't come around a lot, and you should try to develop it because honestly, your gut is really
It's
strong.
really strong.
And
Right.
yeah, she's just like, you just don't listen. And she's so right. Like in the past, when I felt some things really strongly, I haven't listened. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm trying to like grow into it more and like kind of, yeah. But the machine, man, like listen, it was one of the most incredible things I've ever done.
Yeah,
That machine, it
that's
was
insane. I've
really,
never heard of that. And
yeah,
I
it was
want to
just
do
like,
it.
oh my God, I'll have to send you the info. She's
Please
just this
do.
this incredible doctor. Yeah, she's out in Mississauga, I think, but honestly, worth every penny. You have to do it. It was just really insightful for me.
I'll be
Yeah.
offended if I'm like in the 40th
Yeah,
percentile of the
obviously.
intuition because
Yeah.
I feel like I'm like really good with that
Listen, you
shit.
have a
So
podcast like this. Like, I feel like, yeah, you
have to
must
be.
be.
Have to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
We
man.
all
Okay,
know I'd be
Cody,
a perfect 100.
you would.
Yeah, it better be.
No doubt. You actually, yeah, you created the machine, Cody, I bet.
Yes.
This
Yeah. Cody. Yeah.
Yeah.
this
The
sounds
inventor.
like a machine from like the 90s where the results are going to get faxed.
Oh, yeah.
Comes
Like
out.
a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Cody, do you want me to read your horoscope and then you can read mine?
Um
Ooh.
is mine I feel like mine's always negative.
Oh,
You
that
do not want me to read
sucks.
it?
No, it's going to be a bad, but yours is actually similar to Steffi's, so I feel like I should read that one.
Okay, just
Ooh,
read that one
okay.
then.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, cuz it's similar.
Okay. I feel like I
Um
disagree then.
the energy today means you'll feel on top of the world.
Ooh.
No.
Uh
Not
you were
true.
messaging me earlier, you're like, I got this new lighting, I look
That was like an
great.
hour ago.
Yeah. And you were like, I
Okay.
feel on top of the world. I'm like, oh, wow.
You said
I said
point blank.
specifically
Yeah,
that, yes.
specifically
Yeah.
that. Given your usual hardworking nature,
Mm-hmm.
you may need to keep
Okay.
an eye out for exhaustion.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
While the extra strength, health, and mental sharpness give you tremendous support to get a lot done, you have to know when to quit for the day. Save some of that energy for social or recreational activities.
Okay, so that
Ooh.
all was actually quite on point, except for the feeling on top of the world part, because I woke up like kind of, I got a cold sore and I'm like
Oh,
not
that
feeling it
sucks.
today.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Would you
feeling it
ever feel
yesterday.
a cold sore though? Like, can I ask? Like, you're like, I'm not feeling it today. It's like, well, do you ever feel a cold sore? You're like, yeah, this is great.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like I can't feel my whole full self when I have a cold sore. Like
No,
it's like,
that's fair. I totally get you.
like
Yeah.
I didn't want to go on camera for any meetings today, but I powered through it and I feel like I was pretty productive in the meetings that I had, like more so than I kind of expected myself to be
Right.
when I woke up. So I feel like maybe I overcame it, whatever I was feeling, like not kind of tired. And then I will say, yeah, like by the end of the day, I was like, okay, I got this podcast to record. I've got to quit for right now in order to get myself geared up for this social interaction that we're having right now.
Recreational.
And
Hmm.
yeah, all of
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say that that's actually as accurate as it could be. And I got more things. So I took yesterday off and I was like, oh man, like knowing I took yesterday off, today's going to be a mess. Like I'm never going to be able to get certain things off my plate. And I actually got more than I expected to. So that's, yeah, good.
Oh,
Wow.
Not bad.
very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, not bad.
Cool. So yours is very similar to Cody. So it's
all
not that.
everyone's
It's a
got
little bit
high
sketchy that
energy.
everyone's is a little bit similar.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all under the same vibrations, I guess. But
Okay, okay.
Cody, what are you talking about? Your last horoscope was that you're going to be very confident in your sexual engagement.
Oh,
That was
excuse me.
not negative.
Oh my God.
Cody's like,
yeah.
I'm just gonna ignore it.
Oh yeah.
You're like, oh, I can't give you the details, but
Yeah. I was
And then you
confident.
posted yourself in the
Definitely.
bathtub. Okay, so that is
Oh.
basically,
Okay, that
You-
wasn't
you-
sexual. Well,
I mean, it was
if
being
you were
comfortable
watching
in
it
your
and you were like,
body, in
"Oh."
your naked body.
Oh, I'm always
Yeah.
comfortable in my naked body.
I'm not.
But you don't have to be comfortable in my naked body. What do you
I
mean?
mean, my own naked body.
Oh my God.
But I feel like that's just a female trait. So,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Okay, so yours is you might feel like you have more energy today than you usually do.
Okay.
Whether the tasks ahead require physical strength or mental acuity, approach them with confidence. Things come easily and readily, and you can accomplish a great deal. Take a little of this energized time for socializing with a friend or engaging in your favorite hobbies. There's no need to direct it all into serious matters. So,
Okay, well,
same shit.
I'll tell you
Same shit.
that this was not a high energy day.
Mhm.
Maybe
Okay.
yesterday I did a lot of walking around, did a lot of doing stuff. Today,
Mhm.
walked a little bit in the morning, started season 5 of Working Moms. Saw Steffi, by the way.
Oh,
Nice.
thank you.
Yes.
And halfway through watching season 5, like I got through like 4 episodes, and then I was like, oh, I need a nap. And then I went back to bed.
Good for you.
And then I
Fair
woke
enough.
up and watched more Working Moms.
More working moms.
I
Wow.
love this for you, Cody.
Yeah,
But
this
also,
was-
like, I'm
was
weirded
a
out
day.
that, like, all of our horoscopes were, like, weirdly the same. Like, something around, like, a boost of energy and then something recreational.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like this same content writer wrote all of the horoscopes today and was
Yeah.
like, I'm feeling like I'm just
Yeah.
gonna rework these
Also, it's like,
for
I'm just going to
everyone.
find synonyms for everything.
Yeah.
Just, like, keep the
That's how it
overall
feels to
mood.
me.
I'll be honest, y'all,
literally.
this wasn't my day.
That's fair. So
Yeah, okay.
season 5 of Working Moms that's the most recent season.
I believe so.
Yeah, it just came on Netflix.
Yeah.
So when did that air like on cable?
Oh, I think like a few months ago it
Oh,
aired, I
okay.
think like live.
Live.
But now it's available, I think, on CBC Gem and on Netflix. Man, I love that show
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
much. Yeah,
How
big fan.
how many were you on? How many episodes were you on?
One episode, one
One
scene.
episode.
Don't
Okay.
blink, you'll miss me. But yeah, I had a scene. It was really fun. I had a scene with Danny Kind, and I was a morning talk show host.
I saw that. I did see that. Yes.
Yeah. I was like,
Very cool.
honestly, I also had like the nicest costume. Like they put me
You
in this like
did.
gorgeous yellow dress,
Yellow.
like Ted Baker, I think, and like I don't know, gave me these beautiful like dangly earrings, and like the makeup artist like did the most amazing job. I felt like such a superstar.
That's awesome.
Honestly, it was really, really fun. I had a really nice time on set. Yeah.
And that was filmed obviously in Toronto, yeah?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
filmed in Toronto. Yeah. I'm like
Great.
so proud. Like shows like Working Moms and Schitt's Creek make me so proud to be Canadian. I'm like, oh my
Totally.
god, yes, Canadian content can be like
High
just
quality.
high quality and like funny and like I don't know, it's just garnered such a following. Like those
Yeah.
two shows, and I just go like, yeah, we made that here. It's freaking
Mhm.
awesome. Yeah, for sure.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, Cody, are we good with horoscopes now?
I don't know. Let's read what
What did you-
Aries is.
Let's just read one for each of the. Honestly, now I'm curious to see if they're all the freaking same.
It's probably, I feel like they go by the general planet like what's going on
Yes.
in the
You're
rotation, and then
right.
they
Yeah.
they customize it based on the sign. Usually they're a little bit more. They have some differentiations usually. Like I didn't get the
Yeah.
same one as Cody last week. I didn't have
No, very
any
different.
confidence in my body and sexual
I love that
interactions.
one so
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
Yeah. Whew. That one still steaming up the listeners. I get
Yeah,
messages about it all the
man.
time.
No, we're
Steaming up
never
the
gonna forget about
airwaves.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Steaming up the airwaves.
Even like Aries is like, if only more days could be this easy. The energy,
Like,
like, what the hell?
I love it so much.
What
that's
the
really
hell's going
funny.
on here?
Oh my
Well,
god.
all right. Well, we're gonna have
Bless.
to. We got a bone to pick with horoscope.com and their writers
We
now.
really
I'm
do.
writing a
Yeah.
letter.
Like no
Uh,
shade, but like a little bit of shade.
a little bit of
Yeah.
shade, a
Just a
little
little.
slightly. But then
I-
again, CoStar almost had the same. They just like changed the last two words in our update today.
Oh.
Well, I
So
mean, for the two of you, it really like related, right? Like I had a lot of plans today. They didn't involve watching this much Working Moms
Yeah,
and
yeah.
sleeping so much. But
well, maybe that was just your
so
fault. Like maybe it really should have been productive, and you like resisted the productivity.
Yeah, maybe.
yeah, I guess
You
like
paused it a
Maybe
really judgmental look at me like, how dare you accuse me of not
fuck you.
choosing the right path? That was great. I hope that that's the ending screenshot that they give me. They serve me up on the platform. They give me a screenshot of everyone's faces at one
oh
point in
my
the
god.
and so 90% of the episodes Cody and I have recorded, it's me rolling my eyes at him over
Oh my
something.
gosh, that is hysterical. I love
Yeah.
it.
So
Me looking like I'm having a great time.
And then you
And me
rolling
going-
your eye. That's so funny. But what you
Yeah.
don't realize, Cody, is that Nicolina's just like always doing this the whole podcast just
Yeah.
to get that screenshot.
That's what I'm doing 100%.
That's exactly it.
I think it's because I'm looking at another screen to read stuff too. So my
Oh,
eyes are kind
yeah.
of
So you're
directed
actually
over
just-
there.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Yeah.
okay. So let's talk about your paranormal
Oh,
experiences.
yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, we've already talked about some of the stuff that have been kind of paranormal that you've experienced, like your intuition and all that.
Yeah,
So obviously your
sure.
intuition is very high, which makes me feel like you're probably someone, would you say you're someone who believes in ghosts and the paranormal?
100%.
Oh, 100. Okay.
Yeah, like
okay.
100. I have like I'm not one of those people who
Are in
don't think
between.
it's a thing. I'm not in between. I think there is like no way that we are alone here. Like there's
Okay.
no way. Also, when you think about it, like whether we call them ghosts or spirits or whatever, at the end of the day, I think it's energy. So maybe
Yeah.
if it's not like a physical
Yeah.
manifestation of a human being that's like
Yep.
transparent or like whatever you think a ghost
We've
looks
talked
like.
about that many
I
times.
just go like, yeah, I go energy is energy. And you know, a friend of mine, his mother unfortunately just passed away, and he was there when she passed away. And he just told me, he said, it's such a crazy thing because her death, like watching her pass, the energy, like it's
Comes
just
out.
like there, yeah, like he was like, it was a wild experience to be there. So I go, whether it's like a ghost, spirit, whatever, I go, energy is real. Like I believe
real,
that
yeah.
objects can hold energy. I believe that, you know, like everything is
Before
energy.
we recorded, I got an email from someone asking me if I knew of anyone who knew of any paranormal objects for a show
Oh.
that they are doing. So just putting
Yeah.
it out there.
Yeah.
Anyone who has a paranormal or encountered a paranormal object,
Yeah.
feel free
yeah.
because this guy is looking for subjects and cases involving
Yeah.
this.
So, yeah, my mother actually, speaking of haunted objects, my mother used to work at the government of Canada, and there was a Spanish janitor who worked there, and she's Italian. I'm Italian, obviously, and she speaks fluent Italian, and Spanish is like close enough that they would talk to each other.
Totally.
And he said that at a garage sale, he bought a painting, this beautiful
Mm-hmm.
painting, and he put it in his house. And shortly after putting the painting in his house, the TV was turning on by itself. There was like some weird noises happening in the apartment. Some crazy stuff was happening. Then he had somebody come into his place because he was freaked out, and they said it's that painting.
It's the
And he
painting.
got rid of the painting, and all of that stopped happening. So I go
That's
again. It's like
wild.
I think like things get stuck. Like I think energy gets
For
stuck.
sure.
People get stuck. Like I think there some of that stuff definitely happens. And
Okay.
yeah, I have like a pretty crazy normal story.
Okay.
Cody
Please
has
share.
heard it before, but Cody, just be the great
Pretend.
actor that you are and just like pretend
Exactly.
like you're so impressed.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay,
so
yeah,
what?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, good, okay. When I was on Canadian Idol on season
Oh.
4,
Mm-hmm.
I was 16 years old, and we when I made it to the top 10, we were moved into this like mansion on the bridal path. And then when we got to the top 6, I believe it was 6 or 7, I forget. We moved to a different mansion somewhere else. I
Mm-hmm.
kind of forget. It was a really long time ago, but we were in this like really old house that was like 4 stories high, like really straight and narrow, tall
Okay.
brick
Mm-hmm.
house. And it was gorgeous. But I'll never ever forget walking into that house for the first time and genuinely feeling like something was watching us. Like
Mm.
there was something that was like I didn't feel like I was alone or whatever.
Alone. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
listen, we moved on. Like we had a reality TV show to win. And
Sure.
like we just like soldiered on whatever. And then at night, we started like hearing some stuff in the hallway at night,
Oh dear.
going up and down the stairs, some footsteps, stuff like
Ooh.
that. That was a little bit weird, but could have been plausible. Like maybe it's somebody who's whatever, but we had like a curfew and lights out and like whatever. So
Sure.
we didn't
Sure.
know like who would be walking around.
Yeah.
And then one day, so the girls were on the 3rd floor and the boys were on the 4th floor.
Mm-hmm.
And the boys like came down one morning and they were
Okay.
like, we didn't really sleep last night because we kept hearing a woman's voice calling out the name Bradley.
Oh my
Like just going
God.
like Bradley,
Oh my God.
Bradley, and they were like, "What the fuck?" And some walking around like in the hallway. And
Ooh.
then the nights would pass, and we were like getting more and more uncomfortable and freaked
Uh-huh.
out. And of course,
Uh-huh.
16-year-old me was really freaked out. And there was another night where Chad said of the night and saw orbs of light going around the room when there was like no light. Like it was like outside, it was like completely dark. And then
Right.
another night, he said he woke up in the middle of the night and there was a little boy
Ooh.
watching him sleep at the
Oh.
edge of his bed.
Oh fuck.
Like, right?
Oh fuck.
And just the sheer terror. So at this point,
Bradley. It was Bradley.
my it was Bradley for sure. So
Mm-hmm.
then at this point, like my mind is going and
Yeah.
everybody's just like, oh my God, I'm freaking out. We're freaking
Did
out.
he feel like the presence was like negative or
No, that's the
okay?
one thing I will say. Like, I didn't feel like it was a negative, malicious
Right.
type of spirit, whatever was there.
They were just
So,
there.
yeah, they were just there, like stuck. Like, they were,
Mm-hmm.
again, like just like stuck. Like, I don't know. So, anyway, time passed and things were just getting shady. Like, I was just like, I was really scared at night. We started sleeping like in the same rooms and like kind of like just, we were all so freaked out. There was one night that honestly, oh my gosh, I couldn't sleep because this was at the height of like all the things happening. I couldn't sleep and I had my, my sheets over my head because I think that'll make ghosts not bug
Yeah, they
me.
won't come. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So it's just like sheets over my head, like so hot under the covers, like
yeah.
trying to just like, you know what I mean? Like get through the night and fall
Mm-hmm.
asleep. And my
Mm-hmm.
roomie was like dead asleep. And I kid you not, like I'm telling you, like I don't know how to express to you how real this was because people kept trying. Maybe there's a reasonable explanation. There wasn't.
No.
I felt literally on my calf, on my leg. At that point,
Oh
I
no.
felt it was like the middle of the night. I felt the warmth of a human hand stroke the back of my leg. And I'm telling you, it was almost comforting, like
Mm.
almost.
Like a
It was
motherly.
human. Yeah, it was like human warmth. And it was like there was pressure. I had a comforter over me. And then I felt like literally go down my leg, almost comforting. I immediately sprung out of bed.
Sure.
I started screaming, like
Okay, yeah.
screaming. I woke up the entire house. Everybody
Rightfully.
came downstairs and was just like, what happened? What the hell? I'm crying, like
Oh my
literally bawling my eyes out, just going like, a ghost touched my leg.
Oh my
Like
God.
literally just like weeping, weeping. So
And
then,
like you don't think that you because of all of the kind
Yeah.
of stories that were being
Right.
said or whatever, you didn't concoct this
No,
this
so like honestly, I've thought about it because
Yeah.
for years, so real though,
vivid.
and there was
Yeah.
no reason that the comforter would have like gotten that close to my leg. There was no explanation other than that. Like
Right.
it's
And
just
you
like
thought you were protecting yourself. So there was no you thought
correct.
nothing could touch you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, under the covers. Not that that's a real thing, but
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
just like I'm telling you, it was like it almost felt like something singing like it's okay, we're not here to hurt you, or like we're not going to scare you or hurt you.
Right.
Like that's really what it felt
Right.
like.
Sure.
And yeah. And then after that, so weirdly enough, one of the girls who was on the competition with us, her parents were like recreational mediums, sort of.
Ghost hunters?
Like,
Okay.
yeah, like sort of like, you know what I mean? Like sort of like
Yeah.
mediums, like whatever. So they came to the house after she
Mhm.
had gotten eliminated. They came to the house and they walked around and they like checked it out. And then they said, okay, there is a woman here, like an older woman, there's an older man, and there's a little boy named Bradley.
No fucking way.
Yeah. And then all the boys were like, holy shit.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like
that's
literally
weird.
like, yeah. And then I went up to them and I said like, listen, ghosts touched my leg when I was asleep. It really made me feel uncomfortable.
Am I haunted now?
I was like, I don't want this kind of attention. And they said, you know what you can do? I was like, I don't want them to talk to me or touch me or anything.
No, I'm
And
not
they
open to
said,
that. Yeah.
I'm not open to it.
Yeah.
And they said, you know what? You can actually communicate that. If I were you, they said, if I were you, at night when, low frequencies, shut off all the lights, go up to the top floor because it was the most haunted.
Right.
Go up to the top floor, go to that room where like Chad saw the kid on the bed and whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Turn off all the lights, low frequencies, and then just speak to them and say like, hey, my name's Steffi, this and that, whatever. We can share the space, but I would rather than when I'm trying to get some rest that you don't come into my room and don't
Right.
bother me. But like
Yeah.
you can do whatever you want elsewhere. I just like not for me. But like I respect you and like whatever.
I'm scared of
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Like, even though
exactly.
I maybe don't
Yeah.
fear you, I'm still not
Correct. Yeah, that I
into
didn't
that.
feel
Yeah.
comfortable. Yeah. So
But-
then we did that. And
Okay.
I went upstairs. Yeah, I was there with Brandon, who was also in the competition. And so I have somebody to corroborate this story, just by
Right,
the way.
right.
But so we went upstairs. It was late at night. We laid down on the bed, shut off all the lights, and then we just started talking. I said exactly what I would say, like, hey, I'm Steffi. We're doing this competition right now. I need to get my rest. He said, okay, if like you don't come into my room at night, but we can share the space. I respect you. It's all good. And then Brandon was like, can you give us a sign that
Oh,
you
no.
heard Steffi's request? And then honestly, like I was like, I couldn't believe he did that. And I got immediately freaked out. And there was like a really narrow walk-in closet on the side of the room that was empty because we were all living out of our suitcases and stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I kid you not, like all of the hangers started clanking together.
Fuck
Like
off.
somebody was literally walking next to them and doing this.
And like, yep,
Yeah, and like, you know what I mean?
hitting them together.
And I froze and I was like, no, this is my imagination. There's no freaking way this is happening. And then Brandon said, do you hear that in the closet? And I was like, yeah. And he said, do you want to make a run for it? Like on the count of three.
Oh my God.
And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like pitch darkness, just like these sounds. And I'm like, oh my God, am I imagining this? Literally, we ran out of that room so fast.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was terrifying. And
That is
honestly, from that
terrifying.
time on, nothing really happened otherwise. And it
They
felt like they
listened
heard
at
the
least.
request. And then a week later, I got eliminated. So I didn't have to be in that house anymore. Honestly, I was kind of relieved to not hang out in that house
Yeah, I
anymore.
mean, you might have had more stories for this podcast, but
Yes,
I
I would
feel
have.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
that was more than enough
Yeah.
of an
Yeah. Right?
experience. Like
Yeah.
I I feel like I almost block out things like that where I felt things touch me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've had experiences where I literally had like the feeling of someone like holding my hand and
Yeah.
like waking up and being like, was that in the dream? But at
Right.
one
Yep.
time I did that and I saw handprints around my wrist and I
Oh
was
my
like,
gosh.
was I doing this to myself? Like, was that,
Yeah. Yeah.
like, I don't know.
Because you doubt your reality, right?
You doubt
Because
your
you're
reality.
like,
So,
there's no way that that was a thing. Yeah.
but I'm
I
like,
feel
but I
you.
didn't wake up with my hand like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
For
how was
sure.
the imprint still there? I was
Yeah.
like, I don't
Yeah. It's
know.
wild. I I also have another story actually, and
Oh,
I've never told this story like publicly, really. I've
oh,
only told my parents. It
okay,
really like it was really it right now because again it
okay.
was like a
Oh,
big
yeah.
like doubting my reality
Exclusive.
type of situation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the first year I moved here to Toronto for college at George Brown Theatre School, I that was my first time like moving away from home. Like I grew up in Ottawa
Yeah.
and briefly moved to Toronto. My grandfather passed away. He was really, really ill, and it was just a horrible situation, and he died pretty quickly. And I moved to Toronto, and I remember there a couple months in after moving in and going to school. I was going to school. I woke up in the middle of the night, and I had an alarm clock next to my bed. And I woke up in the middle of the night because there was this crazy white noise, like in my
Mm-hmm.
room. It was like a shh, like a
Okay.
really loud shh. And I thought because way back in the day, I used to like put on a CD or something to fall asleep. But
Okay.
I thought my clock radio was like on.
On the
So
radio or
I
whatever.
start
Yeah.
like pressing the buttons, but it wasn't going away. And I was like
Okay.
really like in half a state of like sleep and whatever. And I was trying to turn off this alarm, but it wasn't. And then I kind of like froze and I looked beside my bed and I saw like a fuzzy like apparition of
Outline?
my grandfather.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I remember like he didn't speak to me, but I heard in my head. I know this sounds nuts, but I heard in my head him say like, "Oh, I found you," because I had moved away, and I just like, and then it literally dissipated, and then I could move
Uh-huh.
again, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
And were
And
you
then
like,
the
did I
next
just dream
day,
that? Did I have like
yeah, I
an
was just
awake
like, "What?"
dream or yeah.
But then the
Yeah.
white noise, like I was like, what the hell? The white noise woke me up, like genuinely, and I didn't know what it
Right.
was. I couldn't turn it off. And the next day I wrote to my dad. It was his father. I just went like, I think I saw grandpa last
Yeah.
night. And he
Oh
was
my
just like,
God.
what? And I was like, yeah, I just like that was really strange. And even to this day, I'm kind of like, what was that? Like, I don't know what that was. It's just so strange.
That's very
It
strange.
was
Yeah.
wild. Yeah, it was
But
Was
wild
this in
stuff.
the place you're in now?
It was
oh,
my bedroom here. Yeah, yeah.
Makes
And like
sense.
that's
That
honestly,
funny
place
though
is
that
hella haunted. I've
he
been
I was
was
there.
gonna
just
That
like
say
place is haunted.
otherwise. Yeah, that place is haunted. Yeah.
There
but
are
No,
it's funny that
literally,
he
demons
just
in
I
your
wanted to
apartment.
know you were there and okay and then was just like, "All
yeah,
right, now I'm going to
I
leave you alone." Like
yeah,
I
I kind of felt
make
this
you freak
like
out
yeah,
after
I
this
kind of
one time.
felt like he like I don't know, it was this weird felt it in my bones
Yeah.
that he had been looking for me in Ottawa and it was just like she's not here.
What the fuck?
And
Where'd
then
you go? Yeah.
yeah, and then like he found me here. Like I don't know. And then I from the many like documentaries I've watched of like ghosts and apparitions and whatever, I found out like way after the fact that often when we do see spirits or apparitions or whatever, they do
Mhm.
talk to you in your head.
Yeah, so I feel like I can't pin down a moment or whatever, but I do feel like that's a
Yeah,
thing because
like a
it's like you're not
thing.
going to hear them speaking directly to you and or like and other people aren't going to hear
Yeah.
them if they're just for you, right? If
Yes,
that's just
right.
so
Yeah.
it's yeah, it's almost like telepathy in a way, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Yeah, like
don't.
something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. So weird. But
It's
also
like when they come to you in dreams too. It's like, okay, it was a dream, but were they in my dream? Like, was
yeah.
it them?
Oh my gosh. I have to thank God you just brought that up because I have the craziest story to tell you. This is
Okay.
about my grandpa on my mother's side. Well,
Uh-huh.
her father, sorry. Okay, so like I hope he doesn't mind me telling this story, but my grandfather has been dreaming about his like long, like dead mother, has been
Okay.
dreaming of his mother consistently for the last few years.
Okay.
And everything she said in his dream has been true.
No.
Yeah, and the craziest situation of this happening is that my mom called me one day and was just like, "Your grandpa just had the freaking craziest thing happen." So, my grandmother, my mother, who's still
Mhm.
alive and well, was living in this house, and there was a draft coming from somewhere. Like she was
Okay.
complaining that it was really cold in the apartment, and she couldn't tell like where it was coming from. So then my grandpa went one night to check it out, couldn't find anywhere that was like a window or like
Cold. Yeah.
whatever that was cold, but
Mhm.
he slept in the guest bedroom that night. And then he said that that night he dreamt of his mother, and his mother came to him in a dream and went, "Are you an idiot? The leak, the window over there is the issue. Go fix it." In the morning, he woke up, he went to check that spot, and sure enough, that was
That's crazy.
it is so
Yeah.
crazy. And
She's like
she's
giving him little
yeah.
advice in his
Yeah, giving
dreams.
him
Yeah.
advice.
Why is she so
And you
Yeah.
know,
mad at him?
yeah.
You idiot.
Yeah, she's like, "Hey, you idiot." It's an Italian thing, I think. But
I think
you
so.
know,
Yeah.
she also visited him in a dream recently enough during the pandemic, and she said Steffi's gonna date an older man. And it it didn't work out,
How
but I
much
did.
older?
Yeah,
Like,
oh, not like so much older, but like
67, right?
I think 39. I kind of forget how old he was now, but
well, enough to say an older man.
yeah, older man. Like
Yeah.
she's gonna date an older man, and then honestly, he told my mom, and then I was like, "Oh, I've been dating this guy." Like she's right, and yeah, it's just like wild, like that kind of stuff. Like yeah,
Yeah,
come to
that's
you in
pretty
a dream
wild.
and kind of wild stuff. Like so crazy, so crazy.
It's like sometimes, so in that instance, I it's possible that she actually is visiting him in dreams. And then other times I feel like it's intuition, which I feel like is like
Yeah,
paranormal in
that
and of
too.
itself when
Yep.
people have their own like really strong intuition and they dream the things that happen.
Yes, yes.
Because
I can totally. I feel that. Yeah.
I have like I've told this on the podcast before, but I had a dream that my high school boyfriend cheated on me and pinpointed the weekend 8 months later. Like in the dream, I was like, he cheated on me
No,
that
stop.
weekend,
Stop.
and I knew who it was with. And so the next time I saw him, I was away at university, and the next time I saw him, I'm like, did you hook up with his ex-girlfriend when I went to Montreal?
Stop.
And he was like, who told you? And I was
Oh
like, are you fucking
my
kidding me? I'm
God.
like, I dreamt it, you idiot.
That's so crazy. No, I
Yeah. So
totally believe in stuff like that too. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, the
yeah,
other
that's
thing that my grandfather's mother was right about in her dreams is that there was unfortunately my grandmother, his wife is in a home, and
mm,
there was a COVID outbreak in the home, which is like so scary. And
uh-huh.
but his mother visited him in a dream and said, "Don't worry, no one in the family is gonna catch COVID, and
Oh
none of us
wow.
have." So, like, knock on wood, but like,
His
it
wife
was
didn't get
almost
it in the
virtually
oh
impossible. Yeah. Like, and
wow.
there were so many cases there that, like, I think my family was freaking out, like,
Of
because
course.
yeah, yeah, she's having some health issues and all that stuff, and um, she didn't catch it, and there was an
That's
outbreak. Like, it was
amazing.
like wild. Yeah. She
That
like
is
said like,
wild.
"Don't worry, nobody in the family's gonna catch it." So
So
there you
that
go.
brings me to the question of, does your family, like, are they
Love it.
all believers? Are
Um,
they, have
yeah.
they conditioned you to kind of be open or see things from that perspective? Or are they the opposite? I feel like everyone's kind of got
Yeah.
their
That's a good
conditioning.
question. So like listen, honestly, overall, I don't actually think that my family's that huge into paranormal stuff.
No.
I
Okay.
think the thing with my grandfather, I think was weird enough that my mom started questioning maybe if like this is real
Sure.
stuff. And then
Sure.
my aunt actually had a partner who passed away. And she
Mm.
said, I'm not maybe getting all the details right, but he passed away in their home together. And when his grandkids come to visit her, they sometimes go to a corner in her room and like talk to him and say that they can see him. So like I think that
Kids
she
are
kind
intuitive.
of
Like kids are
yeah,
more open to
totally.
that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and see stuff that maybe adults don't see.
Yeah.
And so I think she's kind of on the cusp of that. My mom might have like she's seen instances where that's happened, but I think no one else really in my family. So I come from a medical oriented family. So
Oh,
my
okay.
parents are like my mom was a pharmacist, my dad is a radiologist, my brother's a
Wow.
gastroenterologist, my aunt's a dermatologist. Like everybody's like an ist of some sort. And like everybody's like scientific and like logic and you know what I
They've
mean? Which
made
is
their
funny
Italian
that
ancestors proud.
absolutely
That's
they
for
have.
sure. Yeah.
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 And then I'm the only one in my family that's like kind of creative and emotional and not logical and more like, you know what I mean? And
Sure.
so I
Sure.
think for them it's harder. Like when I told my dad like I think I
Right.
saw grandpa, he was just like, "Really?
Come
Like I
on.
don't know." Like he's a bit more of a skeptic.
Yeah. So you
Um
haven't, it's not like you're surrounded by those
no,
ideas
like
at
not
all.
at
Yeah.
all. Like not
Okay.
at all.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're still like, even though they are in the medical field, they don't necessarily say, this is impossible.
Yeah.
Um,
No, because I think my mom's kind of open to it. My aunt are a little open to it. Like I think they
that's
yeah,
fair.
like I think there's some stuff. Like I think they can acknowledge that there might be something else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Cody, you've been
Weird.
looking brooding for the last
Yeah.
3 minutes. You got
Pissed
anything?
off. No,
So
You're pissed off.
pissed. Yeah,
no,
so pissed.
I
Are you
think
still
like
pissed about the Libra thing?
yeah, it's really just been driving me
Heartbroken.
nuts
Just
over
drive me
here.
freaking crazy, the Libra
My
thing.
mind's just cycling of just things I could hit you back with.
Yeah, I
Uh,
bet. Well, Taurus
um,
are stubborn.
yeah,
We are.
Tauruses. I heard Tauruses eat poop out of the toilet.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the best thing you could come up with.
Common stereotype of
Yeah,
Taurus.
Common
Yeah.
stereotype of Tauri.
how dare you insult that? I've been thinking about it for the last half hour.
Oh my God. You're hilarious,
Um,
Cody. We love
You
you.
know, my parents too. Like, they were big skeptics. Like, pretty much everyone in my family was kind of big skeptics
Yeah.
Yeah.
until a little bit later in life, and like I kind of watched as they stopped being skeptics and like things
Oh,
happened
that's
to them.
interesting.
Hmm.
Oh,
Like especially like my dad's someone that would probably like just never believe in any of that kind of
yeah.
stuff. But he's had enough experiences now where like
He's
he's
like, I
kind of
have to
all
believe.
in. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I just wonder sometimes because I am, like I've said, I'm like a scaredy cat. I do not want,
So am
like,
I.
I am not, yeah, like, I'm like that. If
Yeah.
something happens to me, I'm like, okay, like, cool, but please don't do it
Don't.
again.
Yeah.
And I just wonder if, like, part of skeptics are like, they're scared shitless and they just don't want
Oh, that's
that and they don't
interesting. Sure.
invite it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they just stay clear of it. And then anything
Hmm.
that could be indicative of that, they're like, I don't want to believe in that. Because I,
Yeah.
for the majority of my life, I would have considered myself to be a skeptic because
Oh,
I lived
interesting.
with I lived with my mom and she was very into thinking, like, she was like, I am being haunted nightly.
Oh
She
my
felt that
God.
suffers from sleep paralysis, but I think
Oh
it
my
goes,
God, that's scary.
yeah,
Oh,
and she didn't know what it was, but I think it goes beyond that because sometimes it's sleep paralysis and sometimes it's actual people that
hmm
she feels she comes to her. And I was a
yeah.
kid and I just remember being in the kitchen and she had a psychic or someone who had psychic abilities over that we knew,
Yeah.
and they were going on and on, and I was just like, this is a load of baloney, like, get
Yeah.
this shit away from me.
Yeah.
And then and she, but I don't know, she's always been into it. And
Yeah.
then I was told not to believe in reincarnation because we're Catholic and we don't believe in reincarnation as
Okay. Yeah.
Catholics.
Hmm.
But I feel like that has been something that I've always kind of been
Yeah.
drawn to for some reason.
Yeah. Totally. So am
So
I.
And then I feel like when like my Nona passed, I feel like the rest of my family started to come around to the idea of that because I
Yeah.
feel like it was a grieving mechanism, but also
Totally.
yeah, of course. But I also feel like, yeah, guys, what the fuck? We've been saying this isn't a thing, and I'm like, I think it totally is. That was the one thing when I was a kid. I
Yeah.
was like, I believe in that. I don't believe what you're telling me, but I believe in
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Um,
Oh, yeah. That's
but
interesting.
anyway, I pushed it away, and then things happened to me that I could not deny. That I was like,
Yes.
all
Right, like the
right,
hand on the leg for me. Like that was something I
yeah.
couldn't deny. I was like, I can't deny
It
this.
had to
This
be
is
really
real.
aggressive, and I was like, "All right, I get it. You really
Yeah.
want me to know
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
there's something here, okay?
Yeah.
But don't freak me out. Like, I'm
Yeah, for
alone at
sure.
night. I
I'm
don't wanna
so
be
with
freaked
you on
out."
that. Totally. Totally.
I shut my door. I shut my door at my parents' house, like, every time I went to bed because I didn't want
Yeah.
anything coming into my room. I didn't want like, biggest scaredy
Yeah.
cat. A little noise in the house, I'd run to my parents' room, like,
Oh, for
almost every other
sure.
night. Like, I woke
Yeah.
up them up all the time because I was so
I was
scared
a scaredy
constantly.
cat as a kid too.
Yeah.
Like for sure. And you know what? I'll never forget this because I can still play it back in my head perfectly. Do you remember when the movie The Exorcism of Emily Rose came out
Yes,
way back
yes.
when?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I remember that we were having dinner and the TV was on and it was ET Canada. And they had a photo come up of the real Emily Rose because she was a real girl.
Yes.
And they played audio of when she was possessed with like
Of
the
her, yeah.
seven voices of the devil. And I swear to God, that face and that sound
Mhm.
is like was
Embedded.
permanently etched into my memory. I didn't sleep for like
Thank
literally
you, ET
weeks.
Canada.
Yeah, thanks ET Canada. And then honestly, I would like run to my parents' room and like sleep in between them because I was
Because
so
of it?
freaked out. Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
big scaredy cat, is what I was gonna honestly say
Totally, I
there.
get it.
Yeah.
I would have like I would sweat from after
Oh,
watching
yeah.
a horror movie and
Hmm.
then be in bed and wake up sweating buckets because I
Oh,
was
yeah.
so scared that like
Yeah.
Hannibal Lecter was gonna come
Yeah,
fucking eat
totally.
me.
Yeah, yeah.
See, I'm
And
just so the opposite. Like I've never been like scared of this stuff, and even like with the more experiences that like I've had like throughout it too.
Yeah.
Like I'm just
Made you
like,
less scared?
yeah, less. And I'm
oh my
surprised because like
God.
Steffi, you've experienced so much and everything, and like you're very scared of them. Like you're
Oh,
very.
so scared. Like
That's
honestly, so
why.
scared. So Cody and I and Jessica went to a haunted house. Like not a
Okay.
real one. I mean like a Halloween haunted house.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I scared
Listen,
shitless of those.
I was freaking out. It
Yeah.
was hilarious. Like
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I don't deal well in those situations. I do love watching horror movies. Sometimes it depends. Like I'm
Yeah.
more scared when it's like has to do with ghosts or like the devil or like whatever. Like I don't like
Mhm.
those as much, but I love watching horror movies. But for me, the aftermath is so extreme. Like
Yeah.
it's like
No, I agree.
lights
I'm on
on.
the same page. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lights
Like
on, night light,
lights on,
everything. Yeah. Can't
everything.
sleep with
Yeah.
a knife beside my bed
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I get
Like
so
just with
scared.
one eye open, like just to
Yeah, like
make
I just don't
sure.
sleep. I just
I
fully
just don't
wouldn't
sleep.
sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what was I gonna say when I oh, I forget. I had
Oh,
something there
it'll
about me
come
going
back to you.
through haunted houses and
Oh
freaking
God.
out.
Listen, I was freaking out. Like you should honestly, Cody thought it was hilarious.
Well,
And
Well,
I got pushed
yeah.
to the front pretty quickly, and then I was just like, okay, yeah, whatever.
Honestly, I was like, Cody, you go first. And honestly, one of the actors who like ran out at me scared the shit out of me so
oh
hard.
my
I like
God.
fell back onto a couch. Like there was like a fake like living room. And I literally like I was like screaming and like moving backwards and I fell on the couch. Like I was so scared.
I don't
I would have
trust
been more
myself going
scared
in.
falling on the couch and what could be on it.
I don't
Yeah.
trust myself going through haunted houses because I'm afraid that I'm going to be liable for like punching someone in the
Yeah,
face
for
and I'll
sure.
do it. Like I will retaliate because it's
Yeah.
fight or flight for me and it's like it's very they come in very extreme reactions. It's like
Yeah.
punch, run,
Yeah. It's
that's
funny,
it.
I'm a flight. I think it sounds
I
like you're a
usually
flight. I'm a
am.
flight. I'm like,
I
just like, just fucking run. Like, just.
If I can't run though, I will fuck you up. Like I will
Oh,
do
yeah.
what needs to get done.
Well,
And
that's good.
yeah, like ideally run. That's the that if there's an escape,
Ideally
I will.
run. Yeah,
But
yeah.
I will fuck an actor up who's coming
Oh,
my way.
yeah.
And I've done it like as a kid. My parents brought me through and I was like ready to go. Like,
Oh,
come
I
at me,
believe
bro.
you. Yeah.
And
Come
like,
at me.
yeah. But I was just like crying the whole time, but also
Oh,
like,
yeah, for
I'm
sure.
angry. I'm
Yeah.
angry at this
Yeah.
whole experience. It was
Like, yeah.
overwhelming.
Yeah, I love it. I'm so happy that somebody with a paranormal podcast is still a scaredy cat. Like, I
Scared.
kind of love that. I love
Well,
that.
I've said this multiple times, like, if you want me to go, because we don't do investigative like things.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, someone would need to pay us to stay at
Oh,
a haunted house. It would be
I
the
would
most
never.
quality content you could get out of this
Yeah.
podcast, probably, because I would just be sitting there with someone just laughing hysterically at me as I like rock back and forth, like pissing my pants, like
Oh,
out
yeah,
of
for
fear.
sure. Oh,
Like I
you could
would, I
never
would
actually
pee
pay me enough
to go.
house and spend the night. Never. You could literally
Never.
never pay me enough.
Oh, I'd
Also,
be
I work at the
so
Royal
happy doing
Alexandra
that.
Theater. Oh, really? No freaking way. I
Oh
work at the
yeah.
Royal Alexandra Theater, and that theater
That's
is
haunted, isn't it?
notoriously very, very.
Yes.
I haven't had anything happen to me, but multiple actors have had many, many stories in that place. There was one actor, I forget what his name was, but this is only a few years ago. He walked into his dressing room and something from his dressing room table was floating in the air. Is that so crazy? Like stuff like that.
And he was
There's
just like,
also like
guys,
yeah, isn't that so crazy? And then there's also the Winter Garden is right above the Elgin
right.
Theater, and I was at
Yeah.
the Elgin for a while, and people say that they see a woman walking in the balcony called the Lavender Lady because she also, I
Sounds
think it was her
familiar.
perfume, and she killed herself. I think she committed suicide at the theater, like in one of the bathrooms, and she's
Cool.
haunted the place like since then. And apparently, it smells like lavender when she's around because that was her perfume.
That's
That's
nice.
so great. Yeah, it's nice.
Love it.
Yeah, like a nice smelling ghost.
I'm
I
actually
like
allergic
that.
to
Oh,
lavender, so she
Oh,
can.
there you go. So she
oh
would fuck you
wow.
up pretty good.
Yeah, she would.
Your throat starts
I
going.
break out in rashes.
Yeah, you'd
I
be
just
like,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
not so good. Not so good. Yeah.
No, yeah, I would try to like communicate. I mean, like I've told the story on the podcast before of the person I was seeing that had like the sleep paralysis.
Oh,
And I think Steffi
yeah.
knows this
Yes.
too.
I know
And
this
Yeah.
story.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I tried to and I saw the figure that they were seeing while
Mm.
they were having sleep paralysis, and I was trying to communicate and like tell them to leave or whatever. But I find that so interesting. Like I don't want to be scared when I see like a ghost or like some kind of figure. I want to
Yeah.
try to communicate with them or fight them,
Yeah.
as
You
everyone
think they're
knows.
like
Yeah.
dogs or like lions where they smell fear, so you need to
Oh,
like
yeah,
not
maybe.
be scared.
I
Honestly,
don't
that
know.
apartment had some bad energy. There was a lot of
Yeah.
stuff going on.
I never
I
liked that
think it was
apartment.
attracted.
I've gone in there and it's so funny. I always felt like it was just like dark in more ways than one. Like not actually.
Yeah. Like
It's like
even when the windows were open, it was still
yeah.
dark.
Oh, for sure. Like it was like there was an energy in there, Cody. I never liked that place.
Oh
I was
yeah,
so
I
relieved when you moved out of there.
yeah.
Yeah.
We moved like we should have went into my place because my place was not haunted. There was
Yeah,
no
there you go.
ghosts.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
place,
There you
ooh, it
have
was
it.
dark. It was
Yeah.
dark energy going on in there.
Yeah, for sure. It's
But
just like,
I don't
you know
mind
what's
fighting it
crazy?
out.
It's when people see so like
That is the
friend
yeah.
of
Yeah.
mine, her parents, she has this crazy story of her mom kept seeing a dark figure at the top of the stairs at night. And she would like be really freaked out, but she didn't say anything about it to her husband. And
Mhm.
then one night,
He saw
like
it.
he saw it, and the next day at breakfast or whatever, he was like, I saw something at the top of the stairs yesterday. And she was like, holy shit, me too. And like it's when you can corroborate that you saw
And no
the
one's
same
even
thing.
talked to each other about it
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's when shit gets crazy.
Agreed.
You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Yeah.
I remember just like growing up in my old house or whatever, and it always sounded like, and at this time especially, like my dad was a big time skeptic. I think my mom was more turned around on it at this point. But like it always sounded like someone was just running up and down the stairs, and that was
I
exactly
hate
where
that.
our living room was. And my
Mhm,
dad's like his chair's beside the stairs.
mhm.
And he I remember it just sounding like someone's running down the stairs and him being like, ah, it's just creaking old stairs.
Oh
Like,
my
how you
God. No,
reacting to
yeah, like
this?
you can't.
That is
Yeah, yeah.
clearly someone running.
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy. I visited New Orleans a
Mm,
few years ago
great
and
segue.
oh my God, great segue into New Orleans. But like
Yes.
seriously one of the most haunted places, they say, sort of in the world.
Yep.
And I did a ghost tour while I was there. And
Did you
man,
go to
the
the Lalaurie
story,
Mansion?
I don't
No.
remember what is that. Oh, you know what? It was a few years back, so like I don't remember. But we did a tour, and honestly, the stories, the stuff that has happened there
So we've
is like
done this mansion
wild.
on the podcast before, but
Yeah,
then in the last episode we talked about Nicolas Cage. I say Nick
yeah,
Cage like he's my friend.
yeah, yeah. I
Um,
was like, damn, she
like
knows
my
Nick
man Nick
Cage.
Cage.
Fellow
Uh,
Italian, friend of the podcast, Nick
Yeah, friend of the
Cage.
family.
so I didn't realize we actually did a story on this one, but he owned it, I guess,
Oh,
for a little while. He wanted inspiration for a book that he was writing,
yeah.
and then we didn't really get too far in the story, but I did some digging to see because Cody was like, does he still own it? Like, what's going on with that place? Apparently, he only spent one night in the house because it was so fucking creepy.
Yeah,
And he was like, I'm out of here. It scared him too much. He
yeah.
rented the place across the street after because he was like
Oh
so
my
scared.
God.
Let his friends have a party in the mansion.
Yeah.
And it's now like he doesn't own it. He
Damn.
claimed bankruptcy apparently.
Oh, I see.
And the house
Honestly,
foreclosed.
it's like the other thing that's like interesting. It's like, why do you think that real estate agents have to disclose if somebody died in the house? Like,
Mhm.
I think it's because it's like
Well,
they don't want to be freaking liable for like something happening where it's like, I don't know. I just go like, that shit has to be real. If you
well,
have to
this
disclose,
lady,
why would it matter if ghosts weren't real?
I know, and like this lady killed like she was a serial killer who
Oh
killed
my God.
many people in this house. So it wasn't like just a one-off dead lady or like a
Yeah.
one-off, murder. It was multiple murders in
Yeah.
this house.
Yeah.
Um,
Also,
so
I'll
I can
say
only
that
imagine.
like Nicolas Cage seems like the type of person that would really stir up some ghosts too, really freak
Yeah,
them
his
out,
energy
Yeah.
would
piss
just
them
bring them
off.
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, he's gonna be. This is how I imagine is that he's just in his house frantically screaming all the time.
You know what though? Maybe the ghosts also have a thing career and some of the movie choices he's made.
Excuse me,
Wasn't a
Nick, if you
fan
don't
of
mind, I didn't like that one.
Snake Eyes.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? Adaptation was great, but then after that, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Yeah. So he does not own it anymore.
Yeah.
Some
I believe
a
that.
privately owned businessman from Texas apparently owns it, but it's now
Big
not
oil.
available. Yeah, big oil. But it's not available for public visits anymore. So
Yeah.
yeah, because
I
it's
just like you couldn't pay me enough to buy a house or live in a house that was really, really old. I know better
Mhm.
than to do that. I know
Yeah,
better.
you just know. You know there's gonna
Yeah.
be shit
And you can
around no
feel
matter
it. Like
what.
again, like it's like walking into that idol mansion or whatever. It was like there was a feeling in it. Like I feel like it's just like presences. Like you can tell.
Yeah, I just find it
Yeah.
funny that he went there to get inspiration and was
Yeah.
like, "Fuck
I
it,
can't
day
do
one,
it. Fuck it.
day,
Yeah.
day
I
one,
don't
I'm
need
out." Like,
this
what a
Yeah.
little
much.
No way. It's
baby.
like I didn't need this much inspiration is what
Yeah,
he
it was
said.
too much inspiration.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah.
Oh
You're
God.
telling me that both of you wouldn't go in that house if we all went together.
No.
Come on
Maybe
now.
No. You literally couldn't pay me enough. I'm not going.
in the
I'm gonna.
daytime.
No,
In
no,
the
no. We gotta
daytime,
spend the night.
maybe, but did you know the daytime things can happen too? Have you watched any horror movies? Freaking ghosts know how to
Yeah.
do shit during the day too, but less so, less so.
I just want to corroborate Nicolas Cage's story
Yeah,
of him
right.
being
I
scared
bet if
of
you walked
the
in there, like
ghost.
it would be really eerie for sure. Yeah,
Probably.
yeah,
Probably.
for sure.
I feel like we would all have a very fun time in there.
I'm not sure it would be
I
fun.
mean, yeah, I don't know about that. Like honestly, honest to God, I don't think you could pay
I
me
think
enough
the
to do it.
idea of it is more fun than the actual
Ugh,
experience probably
no.
I'm
for
going
me
in
at
there with
least
a
because
lot
the
of
idea of haunted
confidence.
houses seem fun and then they never are for
I
me.
don't think it seems fun. Like, I don't even think that seems fun. I'm like, no, that sounds like a freaking terrifying nightmare of a night.
Freaking
Like, I can't.
terrifying.
No,
Yeah.
like,
Sounds
no,
fun to
no,
me.
no, definitely not. It's not for me. Not for me. No
Well, okay, so
thanks.
another one in Kansas. So Ariana Grande went to this cemetery called Stull Cemetery, which is apparently one of the 8 gates to hell.
Oh
Um,
God.
yeah, yeah.
Why did she go there? Sweet, sweet little Ariana Grande.
She loves this shit because
Italian.
she's Italian. Our two
Aha,
eye
right.
ties needed to just have their cake and eat it too, you
Yeah.
know? They just
Okay.
wanted to,
Okay.
and then both of them are scared shitless, of
Yeah,
course.
of course.
So she said that she smelt sulfur, which
Oh
apparently is like,
yeah, the rotten eggs. Yeah, the
yeah,
ghost.
like
Yeah.
demons coming to you or whatever. So it's in a town called Stull, Kansas, and it's an old cemetery that is believed to be haunted by the devil. And it was erected in 1869 to accompany a small church that was built there 2 years prior. And I guess there's been legends of supernatural happenings around over 100 years now.
Oh my gosh.
And the focus of many stories are the devil himself visiting the cemetery twice a year. So
Oh.
during
Halloween.
Halloween
Okay.
and the spring equinox.
Okay.
Steffi,
And
what you need to understand about this place is not even the Pope will fly over it.
so I'm getting
Wait, for
there.
real?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me more.
So apparently that is true. The Pope, I guess at the time, decided to reroute his plane around the cemetery because the
Stop.
air above it is apparently tainted.
Stop it. Have
Yeah.
I flown over it? Like now I'm freaked out.
I don't know if I've ever
So
flown over
what makes it a
Kansas,
gate to
but
hell? Like is it like one of the gates of hell? It's like if you catch it on a good day, you're going to hell? Like what's going on?
so according to the legend, in 1850, the
Yeah.
devil and a witch have a child together,
Oh.
and the birth is not successful, and the child dies and was
Okay.
buried at the cemetery.
Oh my
The devil
God.
is said to visit the cemetery 2 nights a year, Halloween and spring equinox, to pay respects to the dead child, to go
Oh.
visit. I don't know
Does
the
he like fuck
dev-
people up on the way though? Like he's like, "Oh, I guess."
apparently he does some shit. People are freaking out when
Yeah.
they go there.
Oh my
So a
God.
quote from the article by the University Daily Kansas states this graveyard is one of 2 places where the devil appears in person twice a year. The old church was said to have a set of stairs that descend into the gates of hell, and that is how the devil is able to come and go to the cemetery as he pleases. So
Oh my God,
through this
this is
staircase.
really scary.
Yeah. Um one of the many demonic chapters of Stull's story surrounds also a tree located in the cemetery that was rumored to have been a hanging tree. So where people
Oh,
were hung,
yeah.
right?
Oh my
So
gosh.
this woman, Lisa Hefner Heights, included details about the historic tree in a chapter titled "The Demonic Church" for the book Haunted Kansas, Ghost Stories and Other Eerie
Yeah.
Tales. And she noted that the supernatural growth of the tree had in fact cut a tombstone in half.
Oh God.
Um, and some say it split through the stone by the ghosts of dead witches.
Oh my
And so that's,
gosh.
yeah. So as the tree had grown and the base of the trunk had spread, the tombstone had been split in two, leaving half of the marker on each side of the tree. And curiously, the stone marked the final resting place of 2 individuals, Betty and Frankie Thomas, both of whom died in 1879. So it was one tombstone, but it was a burial plot for 2 people,
Oh wow.
2 women, apparently. And now the tombstone is marked with the last name. I don't know if this is before or after. The legend says that it was before, but the tombstone was marked Wittich. So Wittich.
Yeah.
So basically saying that the
Oh my
tombstone that was split
gosh.
in half was marked Wittich. So what they say though is that local youths growing up in a time before the internet started to mix history with the legend, spreading a rumor that a witch had been hanged from the tree in the
Mm,
cemetery and then buried in the cemetery itself.
yeah.
To prevent people from knowing where the body was, because people would dig up bodies
Oh
and try and
God.
figure out if that person was an actual witch or whatever.
Okay.
Um, they
Because you can tell
apparently
from the bones.
I don't know.
Yeah, okay,
So
great.
this is what they say though, that the townsfolk erected a tombstone that read Wittich to throw people off. So like it was in another spot. So
Uh-huh.
people put that there to make it seem like it was there
Okay.
and that people could come visit it and whatever. And
Oh my God.
but then it still began splitting tombstones in half, saying that it was a sort of divine punishment. And then the legend grew and grew, and there was a
gosh.
need to explain why witches were in the area in the first place. And they said, well, because Satan was coming to visit and
God,
visiting his son.
that freaks me out so bad. So wait,
and
what
then-
happened to Ariana Grande? Like she went, she smelled sulfur, she was freaked out, like that's
Yes,
it? Or
basically.
like,
And then
did
so
she
she
go down to the gates of hell to get that voice? Because who can sing like that?
Yes, probably. That's what Cody was saying. He's like, these people have probably done deals with the
Oh,
devil
for
in order
sure.
to,
Yeah.
She said that. So in the story, it was last week. Basically, she said that she had taken pictures and like there was faces of demons in the
for
picture,
sure.
and she's like, I went to go delete the picture, and it said, or no, she went to go send the picture, and it was like, this file cannot be sent because it is 666 megabytes or something like that.
Oh my God,
And, yeah.
stop it.
And then
that's
she
really
couldn't
scary.
find it apparently in her phone anymore. And then she was like, what the fuck? And she's like, we got
This is
out
a
of there
crazy
basically as fast
story.
as. Yeah. It was a
I
crazy
wouldn't
story.
even like, why flirt with that at all? Like, I just go like,
I know.
why go?
I agree.
Why go? Don't go. Just don't go.
I agree.
Okay.
Do it.
Leave the devil alone with his dead son. Like, I don't want to, like, honestly, I'm such a scaredy cat. Now I'm like, I can, you know what? It's because I have a really vivid imagination. I'm like, hearing
Totally.
you describe all these things, I'm like, I'm sleeping with the lights on.
There's
tonight.
100 different. Yeah. Sorry.
There, I will
And
say
apparently
I
Kurt
love
Cobain
it.
went there too. He wanted to visit, and Guns N'
Well,
Roses Slash went there, and there was also an episode of a Supernatural film there as well.
Oh wow. Oh man, that stuff just freaks me right out. Especially when it has something to do with the devil or something like malicious or like whatever.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
really like can't handle that. I can't
Well,
handle it.
The church
you
was
might
torn
not,
down, so
you might not know this, Steffi,
Yeah.
but there is speculation that I made a deal with the devil when I was young.
For
your
what?
fame?
Yeah.
No. This is this is actually completely true.
Oh my God,
Um,
for real? Okay.
what?
So I was getting these nightmares or whatever for a while,
Yeah.
and then my last nightmare. This is when I was a kid. I was really young. This is when Freddy versus Jason came out. So I was
Oh my
probably
God.
like 10 or
Classic.
9,
Yeah.
9 or 10. And I had this nightmare, and then I had Freddy Krueger in my nightmare, and I made a deal with him in my dream that basically he would protect me from now on.
Oh my God, what the fuck, Cody?
Freddy
And-
Krueger?
And I have never had a nightmare since that day.
Wait, are you fucking kidding me?
I don't
right
have
now?
nightmares now. I have not had one
You're
since
joking.
that dream.
Oh my God.
What?
Okay, that's like really weird. Like the
That is
fact
really
that
weird.
you haven't had a nightmare since then is really crazy.
How many years ago?
I mean, it was 20
When
years
you
ago.
were 10? Yeah.
20
Yeah,
years ago.
I was 9 or 10. I'm 29 now.
So you're
Yeah.
saying Freddy Krueger is like a real guy?
No,
Who's protecting
I
you?
mean, if
Who's
if you were
protecting
to,
you? I thought he'd be the opposite.
Yeah. if
well, that's why I
anything.
made a deal with him. I thought he was the most powerful.
But what did you
So-
give him in exchange? There's plot holes in this story.
But this, I think I offered him my soul. But the speculation is that it could have
Cody.
been the devil in the form of Freddy Krueger in my dream. I don't know.
I see. Okay.
But I will say that
Maybe the
since I
devil
made
was like,
this,
"This will be clever."
yeah,
I'll dress him like.
Hilarious.
this
Hilarious.
dope, he'll fall for
What a-
that. But yeah, that it's completely true that since that dream, I have never had a
What?
nightmare. Since.
I am
That is the
No.
craziest thing I've ever heard. Wow. Wow, Cody. Wow. Wow.
not
Wow,
a single.
okay,
Do
well.
you dream at all still?
I've had dreams, but I haven't had nightmares.
Okay.
Wow. That is crazy, Cody.
That's impressive.
I'm glad to hear you sold your soul to the devil.
Mm-hmm.
Or
And-
Freddy Krueger. We don't know.
I mean, I
Or
wish you did
both.
it for. I wish you did it for more than just not having
Yeah,
nightmares.
I was gonna say like what a waste. Like you don't have a
I
soul
know.
anymore, and it's just to not have.
I'm a simple
nightmares.
man.
Yeah, you were like, I just don't want to have nightmares anymore, man.
don't wanna
That's it.
pee myself in bed anymore.
my sleep.
It's
Yeah,
called
it seems like
believing
a
in
waste.
myself. I thought I could get the fame without it, okay?
That's fair.
That is
can.
fair. You did good, Cody. You did good. You did good. That's not bad. That's
Yeah,
not bad.
I made the deal. It was a success, okay?
You're so funny.
I
love that was the
honestly-
deal.
I honestly though, like in my head, people didn't have nightmares anymore once they're adults. Like because I just haven't had them.
Oh. No,
So- So
my
they just go
nightmares now are
forever?
just like real life nightmares. Like I just dream about like my car broke down. And It's
Mm.
like the dumbest shit. It's not like paranormal stuff. It's just like normal adult
Normal
stuff.
adult
Yeah.
shitty things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go to
Totally.
bed now because life was a nightmare. That's what I do now.
Exactly. It's like, yeah, whatever happens in my dreams is less bad than what's happening in real life.
Sometimes.
Oh
man,
my
sometimes.
God. Sometimes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cody, are you gonna do some entertaining fuck Mary kills? Because
Oh, I
I'm ready
can't
for a
wait.
round of this.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Okay. So the shocking thing about because these are fuck Mary kills that
Yeah.
are all Sagittarius celebrities, right?
Okay. Okay.
So the shocking thing that I've found
Yeah.
is that there's so many huge pop stars that are Sagittarius.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Let me list some
Massive.
of them here because we can do I don't need to do a pop star edition of this, but it's just shocking to list them because you got Nicki Minaj, Britney Spears, Miley Cyrus, Taylor Swift, Christina Aguilera, Tina Turner, Billie Eilish. That's just a few of them.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
wild.
a lot.
Those are
Wow.
heavy hitters.
Yeah,
Those are heavy hitters.
Heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Sag, that's where it's at. I wish I had been born a Sagittarius so I could be famous like these pop stars.
Well, Steffi, with your voice, and if you were a Sagittarius, you might have won Canadian Idol.
You know what? Probably. I bet the winner was probably a freaking
A
Sagittarius. How much you want to bet?
Probably.
Do you think there's a sense of delusion with Sagittarians that just push them to like be very like prone to success because they're like, you know what, I'm gonna make it, and they have no, they're because I
maybe.
feel like the reason why people don't go forward in life is usually their ego, right? Like their ego prevents them from thinking that they're capable. Whereas
Oh, I'm
I feel like
100% on board with this. I dated a Sagittarius, total delusional person.
Do I know who the Sagittarius is, Cody? You better watch
Maybe.
out. Yeah,
And if she listens, she's gonna
I know who
kill
you're
me.
talking about.
I-
Nice work, Cody. Let's hope she doesn't listen to this.
I feel I do feel this way about a lot, and I get along with Sagittarians. Like I do
Yeah.
because I do feel like there's like a healthy dose of delusion that everyone needs in order to like kind of
Totally.
get ahead and do
Yeah.
the shit they need to do. But then there's like a very unhealthy dose of
Yeah,
it where
sure.
it gets to the point where you just aren't thinking realistically about
Right.
stuff. And
Yeah,
then
for
it makes you do a lot of dumb shit.
Yeah, I see what you're
So-
saying. Yeah, yeah. That's interesting.
But the thing is, in these cases, like they all, you know, it brought them to where they are, and they have fared pretty well for themselves.
Yeah,
So like, good on
totally.
them for
Yeah.
letting their delusion take them as
Yep.
far as it possibly could.
Yeah, literally.
I also find that the ones that you listed tend to be ones that are also very highly publicized people.
Yeah.
I feel like they tend to
yes.
love the spotlight.
publicity. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
Here's
so are we
the
doing
first
some
one.
fuck Mary kills?
Yeah. Okay.
I got two here that aren't the pop stars, so we could do
Okay.
a pop star one too.
Okay.
But my first one here, Scarlett Johansson,
Okay.
Julianne Moore,
Okay.
Anna Faris.
Okay, I fucking love Anna Faris.
Same. I just watched The
So-
House Bunny for the 18th time yesterday.
Oh, listen, I love her so much. She's my Mary for sure. Like I would marry Anna Faris.
Mhm.
Oh my God. Wait, Julianne Moore and who's the other? Oh, Scarlett Johansson. Okay, this is gonna sound
Scarjo.
awful, but like obviously fuck Scarlett Johansson and then kill Julianne Moore.
Into that whole.
Even though like I don't
selection.
I don't hate Julianne Moore. It's just she's the least appealing on that list to me.
Yeah.
This is insane to me.
Why?
Why?
Julianne Moore is my Mary, 100%.
Oh, is she? I can see that, but like Anna Faris is so funny and such a
I
great. Like
agree.
she seems like, oh, I love her. I love her so much.
These are all good to me, but Scarlett Johansson has wronged me. So,
Oh,
Oh.
what did
which
she
I
do?
feel like every time we do a fuck, marry, kill, there's someone that's wronged me.
Wrong.
What did
Wronged
she
you?
do to you?
Okay.
Did she
What did she
say,
do?
"I can't believe you don't recognize me" or something like along those
No,
lines at a Starbucks?
she didn't pull a Nina Dobrev on me, but
Okay.
Oh,
she. This was at a TIFF party,
yeah.
okay, and I was sitting somewhere,
Yeah.
and I didn't realize that she was sitting there too. I had no idea. She was like
Okay.
on the other side.
Okay.
And then she just turned to me
Yeah.
and she said, "Can you not sit here?"
Oh, Scarlett Johansson. What a
What?
bee. That sucks. So you would
What?
kill Scarlett Johansson, basically, is what you're saying.
She wronged me. I have to.
She
But
wronged
what
you,
was
you
she?
killed her.
What was she? Was someone supposed to sit there instead, or she just didn't want anyone near her?
Right. I'm gonna say she had a friend coming or something. But why didn't she say like, "Oh, sorry, this seat's taken"? If that was the case, why did she say you?
Could
can
you not sit here? Is so
That's
rude.
so rude.
Yeah, I honestly think that no one was coming. She just didn't want me near her at all.
Oh my God.
She didn't
what
want
a
people.
bee.
Maybe her security wasn't around, and she was like, "I don't know if this guy's gonna fuck me up or what." I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Oh my
I
God,
don't know. This-
Cody. Okay.
This was the same, and it wouldn't seem like this person would be there, but it's the same party where I met Snow.
Oh. Okay. Snow the
My-
rapper?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Is there
incredible.
another Snow?
I don't know. Like snow, I thought you meant like the substance that's false
The
from the
substance,
sky. Like I
right.
don't know.
Yeah, that's the first time I ever
Came
saw
face to face
Snow.
with Snow.
You just like snow. You're like, holy shit.
I
Oh,
never saw
man.
Snowflake until that day.
Yeah, until that day.
Yeah, so I would probably Julianne Moore and Anna Faris are pretty high up there for me. I would
Okay.
happily marry each.
Okay. Right.
Cody always wants to marry more than one.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah.
Polygamy over here.
Okay.
I'm not a fucker.
Yeah. Okay. I understand. See, you're
That's
making me
cool.
feel bad now that I said Scarlett Johansson.
You have to
like-
kill one, Cody.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
have
game.
to kill one. That's
No,
the
I
game.
said Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
you'd kill
sorry.
ScarJo.
You have
Okay.
to. You
She
fuck one
wronged
then.
me.
Okay.
If you had to fuck one, who would it be?
This game is so ridiculous. If
Yeah.
you had to fuck one, who would it be?
I'll
Choose.
go. You know what? I'll go Julianne Moore, and then I'll marry Anna Faris too.
Okay.
I don't
yeah,
want to.
Sure.
I feel like I've already divided the group enough. I don't want to do
Yeah.
it anymore.
I feel like
need-
Cody's into the Cougars too, I guess.
Mhm,
Huh, Cody?
mhm.
Julianne Moore. Okay. All right. All right.
Woo, woo.
And then is there another? Is there another one with
Yes.
some equally difficult choices?
Yes. Have it here. Well, I don't know if this is going to be difficult for you. Maybe
Okay.
it will be.
Okay.
I think these are three powerhouse actors:
Okay. Okay.
Jake Gyllenhaal,
Oh.
Brad Pitt,
Oh.
and Jamie Foxx.
Okay.
I feel like we're gonna have the same answers here.
Okay. Jake Gyllenhaal for sure. Marry.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I wanna tap that all the time.
Oh my God, I wanna tap that. Yeah, yeah. Wait, who's the other one again? I
Brad
keep forgetting.
Pitt and
Oh,
Jamie
Brad Pitt.
Foxx.
Oh my God. I mean, the problem with this is that
I wouldn't
think,
marry
like-
Brad Pitt. I would not marry Brad Pitt.
Oh, definitely not.
Mm-mm.
But then I don't know if I want to kill him. I definitely would want to sleep with him, probably. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but I
But
think-
then again,
Fox
I
is
don't want to
really-
kill Jamie. Yeah, and also he's super hot. So like this one's really tough because I think all of them, I think I would definitely sleep with all of them. I would potentially marry Brad Pitt or Jamie Foxx, sure. But definitely, I think I don't know if I can pick. What are we doing here? What are you doing here?
Okay.
Like what's
I-
the deal?
My gut tells me that, you know, I might switch it up. I might switch
Okay.
it up a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
I feel like Jake
might-
Gyllenhaal's weird.
He's weird, but
You know what?
He's
No matter
just
how I
dreamboat.
spin it, I feel like Brad Pitt is getting the axe here for me.
aha.
Oh.
Okay.
I
Okay,
feel like
yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal. I
Yeah,
would
marry.
sleep with,
Yeah.
marry Jamie Foxx because I feel like he's like someone I
He'd
get
be the
along
better
with.
husband
I
for
feel
sure.
like I'd get along with him more, like he wouldn't do me too wrong, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or would, but still, I feel like I'd have more fun with Jamie
Yeah.
Foxx.
Sure.
And then, because I heard that Kirsten Dunst like was bored with Jake Gyllenhaal when they dated.
How
Mm.
dare. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
so I
He
would
looks
pick
kind of
the.
boring.
He
Yeah.
looks like he could get boring, but he's attractive. So I'm gonna
He's
definitely have
very
sex with him.
attractive. Yeah.
Yeah, and marry
Oh. Yeah.
Jamie Foxx and kill Brad Pitt.
I feel like that's a really good choice. You made some good choices there, for
I
sure.
had to rework it a
Yeah.
little bit, but yeah,
Yeah.
I do feel like yeah.
Listen.
And I don't really have a good reason for killing Brad Pitt. I don't.
Yeah,
Like,
you don't have a good
I don't
reason.
have a reason for it really,
Imagine
other than the
if-
fact that he's gotten some bad press around like parenting.
Yes, right. You know what I think would be actually great plot for a movie? If people like these strangers were just playing fuck, marry, kill, but what they didn't realize is that the game was actually happening in real
Happening.
life.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be so funny? Like, are
That
we
someone would
writing the
have to
script,
oh my
Cody?
God.
It's so funny. It's like a horror movie, like,
That
but
would
it's
be
a
a horror
comedy.
movie.
You know what I mean? So they're just
I want
like,
to find the
they're like,
comedy
oh, I
in,
would
in
like
that.
fuck this guy. Whatever. Next thing you know, you wake up the next day, you have a ring on your finger, you're married, but you also slept with somebody, and
turn on the
somebody's dead.
news and
Yeah.
turn on the news and that
Yeah, and they're
person's
like,
dead.
you're wanted. It's like, oh my God, Steffi D wanted for murder, but also she got married and slept with someone and was unfaithful on the same day. That'd be
I feel like-
hilarious.
I feel like this would be like a high school movie, and they'd be talking about the people in their class or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. It wouldn't be like celebrities. I think it would be like people from school or like.
Right.
I think we're writing the script.
Yeah.
No,
I think
this
we're
is
writing
good.
it, Cody. It's fucking good.
I'll call
Fucking-
it Stage Fright 2.
Meatloaf is gonna be in it for
Yeah,
sure.
Meatloaf
For sure.
saying who he wants to fuck, marry. and
Yeah, marry and kill. Yeah, that's exactly it. Oh my God. What a
Cody, who would you
situation.
pick?
Yeah. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I'm killing Jake Gyllenhaal.
Tell me you had a
too
bad experience with
hot.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
No, I
Did he
didn't.
do you
I
wrong?
You
No,
just
no,
despise Jake Gyllenhaal because he's too beautiful?
no,
Oh, he's
I like
too
Jake
beautiful.
Gyllenhaal. I like him in movies and stuff, but he was like a kid actor too, so like
Yeah.
he's probably pretty weird.
Yeah.
I
He
feel-
seems weird. I'm not going to lie. He seems a little bit weird. Because a lot of
does.
the parts he plays, he's
He looks
weird.
a little dead in the eyes sometimes in some
Yes.
pictures, but
Yeah, like he's
So
a
just-
little bit
And-
maybe a psychopath just in the
yeah, he
back.
could be.
Don't
I mean,
And,
his
like-
first film was Donnie Darko, so
Yeah. Oh, what a good movie.
well,
Yeah.
his starring film, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
Great
he's
movie.
I feel like he's weird, so I would kill him. I would, and Jamie Foxx seems like he's probably the most down to earth and everything. I've seen interviews.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
funny as well.
is
He does
fun.
it all.
Yeah,
He's
you're
got
right.
an Oscar. I would
He's
probably
got an
marry him.
He's got
Because
an
I wouldn't-
Oscar.
I got to include Brad Pitt because Brad Pitt is like he's something else.
Oh, yeah.
But with Brad Pitt, like he's so famous, like he's too
So-
famous.
Truth.
Like
That's true.
You can't be that famous. Like arguably in like the top 5 most famous actors, probably.
For sure. I
Yeah,
think
oh,
you're right.
absolutely. Yeah.
And you can't be that famous without also being weird.
Yeah.
Sure.
Fair.
Like
Yeah.
something, everything is different for you.
But
Mhm.
you don't think he'd be as weird as Jake Gyllenhaal?
No.
That's a fair assumption. I
Well,
think.
I'm just having sex with Brad Pitt, okay?
Oh,
That's
okay,
fair.
okay,
That's
cool,
allowed.
Cool.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
allowed.
One of us
marrying
had
him.
to. One of us had to have
yeah,
sex
one
with
of
Brad.
us. One of us had to have sex with Brad Pitt.
And I want to know that I did it and you two didn't.
That's cool.
That's hilarious.
All right.
We both have the long hair too. It'd be
Oh
flowing.
yeah.
Oh, wow, that would be
Ooh.
beautiful.
Definitely
Film that.
record it. You know what I
Two,
mean?
two stallions.
that
I'd put a
sex
fan
tape.
at the end of the bed, just so
Oh,
it blows
babe.
in the wind.
That'd be awesome. Wow. What a visual. I love it.
Embedded now. That's going to be my nightmare.
Embedded. I'm glad, actually, I'm glad this distracted me from the whole like Gates of Hell cemetery.
Totally.
So I'm really grateful.
This is why we end it like this. This is why we do
thank
this.
God. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I should end it though. Also, speaking of the gates of hell, like Steffi's apartment is honestly like that. It's so fucking
Stop.
haunted.
Oh my God,
Like-
it's not, Cody.
Do not leave her
Cody?
being
Yeah,
scared
don't
of
leave
her
me
own.
like this. I have
When
to be
you're-
alone in my bed tonight.
No, honestly, when you're in that place, you can feel the eyes on you.
Stop.
Oh my God, Cody, you're a menace. I hate you.
You are a menace.
I hate you, Cody.
Is that all our fuck Mary kills, or was that the 2
I love
rounds?
it.
Do you want to do another one? I can do one with the
Pop stars.
the pop stars.
I mean, I say one more for luck.
We can do one more. Well, yeah. Let's just round this up to 2 hours. Like,
Yeah. Round this.
Okay.
Yeah. No big deal.
Let's
Yeah.
let's go
Okay.
Britney Spears,
Okay.
Miley Cyrus, Taylor Swift.
I'm killing Tay right off the bat.
You
You don't want a
are?
song about you?
I
Make
have
sure it doesn't happen.
there's just been too many. She's done too much.
She has done a lot. Yeah. To you specifically?
Like, not to me, but like,
I literally right. She's done too much to me. I'm
there's
like,
just
oh,
been
shit.
times where I've been like, you're too much. Like, this has been.
I
you
agree
need-
with you 100%. Yeah.
You need to just stop a little
Yeah.
and just think about yourself.
I thought you were gonna
and-
say I was at a TIFF party and she told me.
No, never meant Taylor. She didn't tell me to move.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just got so sick of her at one point where I was just like, you need different inspiration.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was annoyed.
I will say for her, I will agree with you that when that the things that she rehashes
Over
I find
and
like not
over.
necessarily the right thing to do. And I also think like for her, I think what's cool about her is that her work is like so personal and
Sure.
very relatable, like for sure. But there's some things that she drags on that I don't like. I think she actually, it's like get therapy and like move on. Like the thing with like Jake Gyllenhaal, like I get it, she was heartbroken and she was very young, but I just go, they dated for 3 months, and I'm not throwing shade. Like sometimes it doesn't matter how long you date, but I just go like, girl, it was 3 months. Like I don't
But,
think
like,
it warrants like
think
a
about
whole.
yourself and how you would react rationally to a relationship like that, no matter how intense or how young you
Yeah.
were. You would not be doing that 14 years later unless it was for monetary reasons.
Sure.
And
sure,
I
yeah.
don't like how she plays on the vulnerabilities of her fans to be
Yeah.
relatable to them,
Sure,
and
sure.
then
Yeah,
gets rewarded for that. Like,
I
it
see what you're
bothers me
saying.
because I see the machine, I see the PR around
Right.
it, and
Yes,
it fucking drives
yes.
me. It grinds my gears. So
Yeah.
that's the part about her that I don't like. Whereas Brittany and Miley, they some hot messes, but like most
Yeah.
of the things that they do are, Miley questionably does things for attention, but I feel like it's all just as genuine as it could be. Whereas Taylor, I don't think is
Yeah,
as
I see
genuine
what you're
as they
saying.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what
So
you're
she's
saying.
done for me.
Huh.
And then Miley, I would probably, Miley and Brittany are both interesting with the marrying.
Okay.
Cause I'd say Miley, cause she's still on the market, and then
So-
Brittany,
Yeah.
I guess I would sleep with.
Okay.
Is Britney
But
Okay,
not
like
on the
toxic
market?
toxic days. Like I don't know if
Toxic
I'd do it right
days.
now.
Yeah, that's fair. Interesting. Okay, I know we just had this like debate about Taylor Swift, but I think I would marry Taylor Swift.
That's
because-
fair. Like,
Okay,
yes.
because honestly, like her last albums, like Folklore and frickin' Evermore and whatever, honestly, it was the soundtrack of my frickin' pandemic. Like, I think
Fair
she's
enough.
brilliant. So I
Yeah.
would love to have like to bathe in that light with her.
Sure,
I would
sure,
marry
sure.
her. I think I would fuck Miley and kill Britney, but not because I hate Britney. It's just because somebody needs to die.
No, for sure. I feel like she's just the oldest of the
But I
three.
think, like-
and you're like, yeah.
Miley, I just find is like full of fierceness and like sex
Totally.
appeal, and
She is.
her new look like the short hair, she's like really rock and roll and kind of like, like I'm really just find that she's like so fetching
Yeah.
now, like not Miley Hannah Montana, like I mean like now, like her
No,
80s
totally, yeah.
like short hair look, like the music she's coming out with now, like yeah, for sure.
I think you're right. I think I would sleep with Miley and I would marry Britney. I cannot kill Britney. I was Britney Spears for Halloween. I'm not killing
I
my
love.
like she is my youth. So I can't off
Yeah,
her.
I understand. No, I feel really bad to kill her, but somebody has to go.
Yeah, that's fair. Code.
That's fair. Cody.
Yeah, I mean, Miley Cyrus, my crush.
Is
Yeah.
she?
She's probably my number one crush. Yeah.
Ooh,
That's
damn.
a unique one. That's
It is unique, yeah, for sure.
I think
I
we're
vibe
around
with
the
that.
same
She's
age.
super hot, but
I feel like we grew up together.
yeah,
That's
you
fair.
grew up together. And then at a TIFF party, she told you not to sit beside her.
Well, I do have a connection to one of these people,
Oh, do tell.
and that's why I can't kill Britney Spears.
You have a connection to Britney Spears?
That's crazy.
Well, because she did an Instagram post shouting out how much she loved Lock and Key season 2.
Oh, there you go.
She knows me. She definitely saw episode 2.
yeah.
She saw your face. So
Yeah, we have a
she's-
deep
she knows
connection.
you.
We're probably fans of each other. I
Probably.
think I'm her
sure.
favorite character.
She definitely
I
knows
love
you on
that.
walk.
Cody, I love that. That's so fun.
That is
yeah.
really fun.
So Britney Spears. I mean, I'm not killing her. We love
Okay.
each
No.
other.
Yeah, great.
So
Miley
marrying
Cyrus though. Imagine this. Miley Cyrus and I are getting married.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, okay,
imagine
okay.
this. Imagine it, right? I'm going to the old ranch, and then we're there for Thanksgiving. Billy Ray takes
Yeah.
me out to the docks. We go
Ooh,
fishing together.
Mm-hmm.
Teaches me how to be a man.
Yeah. Okay.
You really
Right.
thought
This is
about
very
this. You
vivid.
fantasized.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're throwing the old pigskin back and forth. He's teaching me
Okay.
the rules of football because I never knew them.
So far, this doesn't even involve
Wow.
Miley. It's just
No,
Billy
it doesn't.
Ray.
It's just you and Billy Ray for some reason.
Oh, maybe I just want to fuck her dad.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's it. I'm prepared to say that's probably what's happening here. Hilarious. Obsessed. Yeah.
Well,
Great.
that's
I'm
great.
thrilled
I mean,
about this.
that's showbiz, baby. I mean,
That's
that's
showbiz, baby.
Yeah. And I just want all of you, thank you, Steffi, for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so glad I got to spill some of my juicy paranormal secrets.
Yes, thank you so
Yeah.
much. There was a lot of that. I feel like we could have probably talked a lot longer, but we're already
Oh
at
yeah.
2
5
hours, over
hours.
2 hours. So yeah, 5-hour
Yeah.
episode.
I think we should go for like
a
world's
marathon.
longest podcast, maybe.
Yeah.
Like just like keep through the night.
Oh,
See if
I'm not-
something paranormal happens through the night
Imagine.
in our apartments. Yeah, that's
there we
right.
go.
That'd
Yeah,
be
well,
sick.
apparently you
Yeah.
got a
Well,
spooky
apparently
ass
my
apartment.
place is like, yeah.
So good
people-
luck.
All eyes on
And
me. Thank you.
everyone just stay spooky.
Stay
Goodbye.
spooky, everybody.
Oh,
Thank you so much for having
And Steph,
me.
don't hang up.
Yeah.